everyone. Welcome back to the Slow Burn Podcast, episode 23. And I'm one of your cozy co-hosts, Patrick from Nintentalk, like always, joined by the cozy queens. Min, how we doing?
I'm doing great. I definitely didn't bring up tangents the whole morning and delay this conversation. But we're recording now, so we're good to go. I'm Min. I'm from Min's Meadow on YouTube and Twitch and all the places. And yeah, doing good today. Peyton, how are you?
I'm good. I don't think you can take sole responsibility for delaying the start of this when I fully showed up 20 minutes late to the session. But you know what? Hey, better late than never. Hi, everyone. This is Payton of Payton'sCorner. That's Payton with an A. Excited to be here. I feel like we have... It's funny, I don't remember if it was the beginning of season 3 or season 2. We had some filler episode accusations, which I just thought was so funny because sometimes there was nothing to talk about. We had to come up with things to talk about. But wow, this year so far, I feel like we can't even get to all of the things we want to talk about.
We want to have a filler episode.
Yeah, I'm like, shoot. Oh, we have like so much to do today. Damn. So what a great time to listen to the podcast.
Yeah, we are talking a lot about some stuff. We got the Next Fest Demos Player Pass. We have an exclusive chat with a very special guest about POKOPIA, which isn't even out yet. And then ending it off with some emails. Before we get to that, though, if you like the show and you want to support it or join our community, you can over on patreon.com/slowburncast. For as little as $5 a month, you can support the three of us. We do an after show every episode. It's this kookier in like 45 minutes, and it's about random stuff. We talked about an embarrassing Peyton childhood story last episode. So.
Yes, we will not be repeating it here. You'll have to go listen to the Afterburn to find out what that was.
Yeah. So join that. You could also vote on the weekly polls or the discussions. We have a discussion this week. The other announcement, we do have our side quest, which we are doing next week, believe it or not. Peyton's face says it all. Okay, every month.
It's good.
Every month we pick a game, sort of like a book club. And this month's game is Linked Banner of the Spark. It is available pretty much everywhere. There's even a Switch 2 version, which is the version that I got. And next week we will do a little... review on that. Little first look. Yay. It's cool. Little roguelike farming life sim type thing. And I think that's pretty much it. I'm going to hand it over to Peyton because our first topic has to... Or do you want to do the poll first? Or I don't know what you want to do. I'm going to hand it off to Peyton.
I got it. Yeah, Pat was like, do you want to start the show today? And I said, absolutely not. Just you tell me when to start talking and I'm going to do it. So we're going to talk a little bit about... I said... From now on, we're done. After today, no more early access talk, but we're going to talk about early access one more time. And then we're going to get into not early access, but demos, and we're going to talk about Steam Next Fest and tons of cozy game demos you could play. But first, let's talk a little bit more about early access cozy games. They've been another hot topic, and it was the source for our discussion this week over on Patreon. Go check out the Patreon. You can vote on the polls or write in these discussions for free, and we love to read your answers on the show. So we asked you, we want to know your thoughts on early access. Have you changed your mind on them? Do you avoid early access? Are there some exceptions? Let us know down below. Also, things about POKOPIA for later. Ask us POKOPIA questions. That'll be later in the show, not right now. So how do you guys feel about early access? I mean, we've talked about this so many times. I feel like... I feel like I've always been saying the same thing, but I've changed my own opinion a little bit as of recently. But how are you guys feeling before we take a look at some of the comments? Early access, Min, are you still into it? Do you hate it? What's the vibe?
I think that it depends. And I do kind of think I've shifted. I think I probably said before, it just depends. But I feel like I've shifted even farther away from them, just because I might buy it and then not play it or play it for a second Like Star Sand Island I did, but really I usually just wait for the full release. And yeah, there are exceptions like Star Sand Island. It had a different kind of release window where it's like, okay, only a 4-month turnover. It must be pretty polished at this point. I would say it is decently polished and they are working really quick with it. And then with like Fields of Mistria, I heavily play that one and I'm continuing to play it through early access. But other than that, I don't really play a lot of them. And then maybe before that, Tales of Seikyu I had tried. And then I'm like, I'm going to wait on this. And I've heard like just a lot of chatter about a few different early access games that I just have been waiting on that they're going to be releasing soon. So for me, it's just, I'd rather wait. I feel like I've been burned before by some early access games like Coral Island a little bit, where partially it's my fault just for getting burnt out by putting my entire life and soul into it. And then they were like, it's resetting. And I'm like, I'll be cool with that. And then I wasn't really cool with that. Like, I just had so much I had to go back to doing. So ultimately, I would say it depends, but I lean more towards just waiting. Even if I buy it because I want the discount, I typically wait on it. First look and wait, or yeah, just waiting at this point, especially this year.
Yeah. Pat, I feel like you're our notorious early access hater.
Mm-hmm.
Are you hating even more, or are you softening up on that stance a little bit?
I never know how to answer this because, like, whenever we do the Smasher Pass and I see early access, I'm like, no. Like, most of the time it's just not worth it because you see the plans and it's like, oh, this could be in early access for like 2 years. So I think I do have some exceptions. Obviously, I'm playing Star Sand Island, a game that you can tell is early access, but in the same breath, like, there's moments that I forget it is. Like, I'm literally playing the game and I'm like, wow, this is great. And yeah, I've been playing it more and, you know, it's very fun. I think it's very ambitious. It's definitely not perfect. Like, I remember, you know, I was playing it, having a good time, and then I would like go into town and like literally like part of the map was missing. And I was like, what? Okay, yeah, this is early access. So I forget about it. Yeah, I don't know, man. I wish that, like, Star Sand is a weird example because they really weren't supposed to go the early access route. But I would almost like it if these games had a shorter early access time frame. Like, it's like, oh, we're going to go into early access for 6 months, clean it up a little bit, then we'll come to consoles and everything. I would be much more on board with that. I think there are a few other examples, like Fields of Mistria is a good example, a game that like feels really good, but at the same time, do you want to put a bunch of time into it and then wait for more content to come out? I think it's at the point now where it's almost worth getting into because there's a ton of content. And by the time they do add it, you won't even realize it because a lot of it's kind of like end game stuff, right? Like relationships. And
yeah. Because they've had such a gradual, like, roadmap of updating early access, but most games don't have that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's almost like a timing thing for me, but very rarely will I pick up an early access game and be like, okay, I'm gonna play this, you know, periodically for like 2 years. I just until the full release and then play it more. So I'm still avoiding them, but there are some examples that kind of make me rethink it. But Peyton,
it's
you're kind
hard
of
to answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am kind of mixed because, like, when I first started really getting into, like, cozy games, I really loved Coral Island. And I really liked this idea of, like, getting to go along the journey of the game being developed. Like, I thought that was really cool and, like, getting excited when each new thing was added to the game. But I feel like as time has gone on, I just, like, am tired of it. I just, like, am so tired of it. And I feel like I've been talking about it with, like, Star Sand Island. I don't know the benefit of the non-content creator for getting early access sometimes. Unless you're someone who just, like, genuinely, like, you want to be up in the Discord, you want to be, like, giving suggestions, you want to be, like, there letting your voice heard. I don't know why most people would want to do early access. Because I feel like the only reason I ever really do it is because I will like stream it, and then I'll get to show people like, oh, this game's coming out soon. Yay. That's great. But I just don't know that I am like, yeah, go run to play these games. What sucks though is like they're on sale. Like in the context of Star Sand Island, like there's a sale if you get it now instead of waiting until it comes out. So then it puts you in a weird spot because you're like, well, should I get it now on sale, completely unfinished, and I don't know if they're going to finish it great, or should I wait? And if I wait, will the hype die down? I think I'm just like losing my interest in early access. Like I understand why it exists. I want indie developers to have time to work on their game and make it as good as possible. I just feel bad about people paying for games that are unfinished and then not really being clear about like what's in it versus what's not in it. Mm-hmm. Because I feel like that always happens to me too, where I'm like, oh, is this a thing that's not in the game yet? I thought this was going to be a thing in the game. Oh no, that was the general description I was reading. I wasn't reading the early access description. My bad. And I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it, but like if it's a game I'm excited enough about, I will do it, and we'll talk about it on the show, and I'll be like, oh, Witchbrook is doing early access? Let's all play. They're not. That's the rumor. That's not even a rumor. It's a random game I know literally I know nothing. Oh my God, people would be so pissed if they did early access. Imagine.
Yeah, that would suck. I also think it's like,
don't.
No, don't, please. I also think it's like the time. Like there's nothing really new and exciting right now for cozy games. You know, you can always revisit older ones, but I mean, what's really popping off? Like Heartopia is big, but even Heartopia feels early access-y.
Oh yeah, I mean, a lot of live service games feel like that.
Yeah.
I know Nikki, when they've been better about it now, but like when they did that 1.5 update and so much was broken, especially on PlayStation, and people were so pissed. But then like in the future they were like, we need more time to like get this next update. So like they've been better with that. But yeah, it's pretty shocking. I think a lot of times with a free game, you can get away with it because it is free. But as the game gets bigger, and if you're paying and you're putting money into it, microtransactions wise, then that is going to start pissing people off if it's not polished, because they have then put money into it, even though it's a free game. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should we read some?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's do it.
I'm going to do it. Okay. Yep. Cool. Great. I have a bunch. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for commenting on this Patreon discussion. I saw one from Hannah. Hannah said, I would say yes, but not always. The thing is, I've generally started avoiding games that have just released, at least on Steam. It seems like it doesn't matter if they're early access or not. So many have so many issues and bugs that I've stopped getting new indie games to some extent. It's not a rule for me either, but I do play early access games and I do buy them on release. Honestly, I've had so many bad experiences of buying a full release that needs work. I'd rather it was early access. I think it can be good. Fields of Mistria is basically a how-to for devs to get it right. Mm-hmm. But overall, unless it's a AAA now, I'm going in with some skepticism. I've been playing and loving Star Sand Island, but I don't think I would have given it a chance if it weren't on Xbox Game Pass. So that's a good point.
That's cool that Xbox does that.
Yeah, I have heard, though, because Xbox Game Pass is PC, but if you play the game just straight up on Xbox, I have heard it looks like poo-poo.
Yeah, it doesn't look as good, which is surprising because that's a powerful system.
Yeah. So hopefully
I don't know.
Hopefully they work on that. Let's see. We also got Paulina. Paulina said, I thought I didn't care whether a game was in early access, but after Star Sand Island's early access announcement, I realized I've actually never played an early access game and that I avoid them altogether. For me, it mostly comes down to not wanting to play something I know is incomplete. If I want the full experience, I'll likely have to restart later, and since I barely have time to play, I can't justify spending that time on a version of the game that isn't finished yet. Also, early access games usually have major bugs or issues that can downgrade my experience and my overall opinion of the game. seeing the bugs Peyton had with Star Sand Island really made me think of that. Because if that had happened to me, I probably would have stopped playing altogether, even though it's one of my most anticipated games of the year. Now I'm undecided whether I should buy Star Sand Island or not, and that makes me sad. I did get that a lot on my Star Sand Island video, because in case you missed our last episode, I talked about what happened, or go watch my video. But I destroyed my house, and it was like one spiral after another. So I had this one day in the game where I pretty much just destroyed like everything. And so many of the comments were like, I would have quit right there. I don't know why you didn't just restart that day. Like, so many of the people were like, this would have made me crash out and not keep playing. So I get that too. I saw another one. You go ahead.
Yeah,
you read one.
Bunty says, I don't actively avoid early access, but my backlog is so full, I just don't really have time to play anything at or before its release date. I'd be open to try it if it was something I was really excited about, but by the time I get around to games, they're getting close to 1.0 anyways, so I tend to wait. Looking at you, Fields of Mystria. Man, you must be so excited, because this is a game, Fields of Mystria, that you've been loving, and the fact that there's so many people that haven't even played it, like, that's so great. And if you guys want any tips and tricks or whatever, head over to Min's channel, because you've been doing a ton of it. But that's exciting.
Yeah. I think it, as a creator, more so, like, especially getting ahead of Fields of Mystria has been really cool for me, because I get to, like, go in, see the things that, you know, people when it does come out 1.0 would want to know about. And so I kind of can get ahead with that, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I really like it. I like the way they've done early access. I feel like when 1.0 comes out, like, I won't even need to start over. I've considered it before. I have started over twice in the game, and I've not felt burnout. I just feel like it's fun for me to figure out how to, like, do things, optimize it the next time around. And I feel like a lot of people feel like that with Stardew. I was a chronic Stardew restarter in the past, so it kind of makes sense that I feel like this with Fields of Mystria, where I don't mind restarting, but I'm also like, I'm probably going to play my early access save file for years.
Yeah. I wanted to know your opinion on this, because Maddie commented, I think I might have a hot take, but I miss when games came out fully at once. No updates, no DLC, just the full game. So no, I'm not a fan of early access. Can those types of games still exist? Like, if a giant anticipated farm cozy game came out and it released in its finished form, no updates, no DLC, anything, could that work, or do we need updates?
I think they need updates. I mean, I look at like Moonstone Island as an example, like one of my favorite games. They ended up doing so many updates. I'm sure some of them was planned, like some little things, but some of it was not. Like, they didn't anticipate adding in like the character customization or the evolutions, like stuff they didn't think was going to be there. And I think it did such a good job of bringing players back to the game, bringing more life in the game, because it is a relatively small indie game. And even same thing with Fields of Mystria. Like, Fields of Mystria, as they've been rolling out early access, it's been getting people who like maybe started playing when early access dropped, getting back into the game. So I think it does bring players back. But on the other hand, I think there has to be a balance of, like, if the game feels unfinished and it feels like I'm waiting for updates, but this is a full released game that I've paid full price for, then it's like annoying. So yeah. I feel like you have to find the balance of like what's right. I think updates are great, but the game has to be able to feel like it's finished on its own too.
Fair.
Yeah, I think that obviously Nintendo launches games all the time and is like, here, it's finished, it's fully complete. But when I'm thinking about like POKOPIA, which we'll be talking about later, I think that game, in order to have longevity, would need some more updates in the future, because whether it's a bug fix or it's like an update or a DLC or something, like all of that is usually necessary at this point. And it just keeps games alive, especially if they're doing well. I mean, if you have a really small indie game, I don't think it's necessary, and you launch it fully, and maybe you don't have a huge player base, then I don't think it's maybe as necessary to go out of your way and do huge updates and things, because sometimes like things just fall off and then aren't being picked up. So I don't know, but do whatever you want. I mean, if you have the passion and you want to do that, of course, but that's just my take.
Yeah. Well,
all right, we won't talk about it again.
Never again. I'm banning this question.
Next week we'll be
we'll
talking.
talk. No, next week join us for our early access exclusive episode. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, I think it is good to keep talking about it though, especially as I think we joke. Did we say? I don't know if it was on the show or off the show, but we said like as more of these early access games come out, we'll have more examples of like they did it good, they did it bad. So I do think it is good to keep talking about in the similar kind of realm to early access, but what I think is even better, free game demos. It is time once again for Steam Next Fest, which is a week-long celebration where you can play hundreds, thousands of game demos for free. We're recording this early, so Next Fest is going to be Monday, February 23rd to Monday, February 2nd. I totally don't know what time it starts.
Usually around 1 o'clock Eastern.
Yeah.
10 o'clock
Pacific.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And most of
around
these
that
demos are
time.
already up, so it's like...
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to go through some cozy game demos that may or may not be. This is my disclaimer because last time, half of them didn't actually come out. And I just want to say we're not responsible. But they posted the press preview for Steam Next Fest. So I took a little peek through that. I took a little peek through Twitter. And I compiled a list of games that might be included. Because they can change their mind and not be included. But these ones might, capital M with a might be included. And regardless, even if their demo does not come out for Next Fest, they're all still upcoming games and I think worthy to talk about. So we have 20 games to talk about on the main show. And then if you want even more, we have even more to talk about for our after show. So make sure to stick around for that if you're a Patreon supporter. But okay. Starting off strong, I think. We've got Coffee Talk Tokyo will be releasing a demo. Now, it's already out. Like Pat said, some of these demos are already out. You can play them now, which is great. And this one is going to be really great because this game is coming out in May. So it's a nice little sneak peek before you get the full game in May. But if you don't know Coffee Talk is a series of different narrative games where you run a late night coffee shop, you talk to fantastical creatures, and based off of the drinks you serve them, determines how their story arc goes. This one, though, is Coffee Talk Tokyo, so it is in a different setting than the original two games, bringing on a whole new set of characters, a whole new set of drinks and ingredients, and of course, a whole new set of stories. We've talked about this game quite a bit on the show. But what do you guys think about this demo? Will you be checking out the Coffee Talk Tokyo demo? Or no? Oh, and I forgot to say, we're going to play Smash. Yes, we're going to play it. We're going to do Pass. No, we're not going to play it. Or Middle Ground is Wishlist. Okay.
So
take it away.
Are we saying Smash or Pass the demo or the game?
The demo.
The demo.
Okay. So for me, for Coffee Talk Tokyo, this demo is not really for me. Like, I already know what to expect in a Coffee Talk game. I know I'm getting this game. So I think this is more for, like, introducing it to people who have never played a Coffee Talk game and can kind of jump into this new installment of the game that is new characters and see if it's kind of their thing. So, honestly, I'm going to pass on this demo, but I will be playing the full game because I want to see it all together when I have the game. I don't want to, like, I don't know how they do their demos, but I don't really want to, like, start and get a taste of this story and then have to redo that story again in May. So, for me, I will be passing on it, but playing it when it's out.
Yeah, I was going to ask the both of you, like, are you even going to play this demo? Because, like, yeah, it's to introduce people to Coffee Talk, I guess, but, like, if you're already getting the game... It just seems like a weird demo. I've never played Coffee Talk. I've never played any of the Coffee Talk games. So, like, I mean, I would probably say Smash just to, like, see what it's all about. See the gameplay. see how the game like plays out. And if I like it, I'd probably go back to the first one rather than playing this one. But so I think this is cool. Yeah, I'd probably be at a Smash.
Yeah, I feel the same way Min feels. Like, I already know day one I'm going to be buying this game. I don't know that the demo will carry over to the full version, so I'd rather not like get into the story arcs yet. But I do think it's a great option if you are someone who has not played any of the Coffee Talk games. So I'll say wishlist, because I don't think I'll be playing the demo, but I'm absolutely playing the game. And I think it's great that they are releasing this demo because the game is coming out so soon. Oftentimes when we talk about Next Fest, we talk about like, is this a good time to launch the demo? Is it too far away from release? Is it too close? And I feel like this is good because it's the end of February and the game is coming out in May. So I think there's a nice amount of space there. But that first game is Coffee Talk Tokyo, and you can play the demo right now at the time of recording. Next up, this is a game I have been seeing around for a little bit. Their demo is currently already up as well at the time of recording, but this game is called Collector's Cove, or I like to think of it as that one farming sim on a boat with... Is it a dinosaur or is it like the Loch Ness Monster?
Yeah, it's like a sea monster.
It's like a sea monster dino friend, but the official thing says, all aboard! Collector's Cove is a cozy farming adventure on the high seas. Sail with your animal friend to uncharted waters, cultivate your floating farm, and discover new islands, crops, and fish on your quest to become a named collector. So this one, the twist of it is farming on the water, but also a lot of focus on collection. I know that we've all seen this one before. We don't currently have a release date for this game. It's supposed to come out in 2026 at some point. What do you guys think about the demo? Will you be smashing, passing, or wishlisting?
I think I will be smashing this one. I mean, I want to give it a try. It looks unique. I think I originally, when I saw this on our list, I thought it was going to be Sally, which is a different game on a boat, but this is different. I've never played the demo for this, so I would definitely try this out and see what it's all about and get an idea of if I want to play it when it comes out. So smash the demo for me.
Yeah, this is currently a game that I don't really have interest in, but the demo could possibly sway that. I want to see, like, I don't know, when I see this game, it seems very gimmicky to me. Like, all you really see is the boat and the sea monster and whatever. I want to see what else there is to this game. So, yeah, I think this is like a perfect example of a demo I would want to try out to maybe change my opinion on the game. And it's already available on Steam, so I would say smash. I'd say smash for this one.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I'm worried this one's going to have a little bit of the Sugar Dew Island treatment for me. Maybe just because, like, the vibe is just giving the same. So I want to see, like, how deep this gameplay goes, because I think I'm learning more and more as time goes on that I like a lot of things to do, and I don't know how deep this one's going to go. But I do think the premise is interesting, and everything I've seen of it looks cute, so I do think this is the perfect game to try out the demo for, because I feel like this could very easily be a game I buy, and then I'm like, oh, it's more simple than I thought. Or I could just, like, be not giving it credit at all, so I'm going to say smash. And that one is Collector's Cove. Now, this next game we've talked about before. I played, I guess maybe it was like an influencer demo. Maybe it wasn't a public demo or like an alpha or beta or something else. So I've played a little bit of this one before, but this game is called Outbound, and it is one of the most wishlisted games on all of Steam right now, not even just in the cozy game space, but very, very highly anticipated. In this one, you build your own home on wheels and live sustainably off-grid. Craft workstations and power supplies and source energy from the sun, wind, or water. Upgrade and customize your vehicle, grow crops, and explore a colorful world for up to 4 players. Now, I got to experience a little bit of this game, and yeah, it is driving around in the RV, exploring open world, farming. You can even like grow crops on the RV, which is kind of cool. What do you guys think? I don't remember if you guys played this one. And also let me know, Smash Pass, wishlist. What are the vibes?
Wait, was this the game I made you close out of? Or was that something?
No, that was Solar Punk.
Okay.
You did not make me close out of this one. I think it was the same day, though, I played that, though.
It's like, Peyton, hit Alt F4 for me.
And I had no idea what that meant.
Poor Peyton.
This is kind of another one that I've been seeing a lot of, and I kind of want to see what it's all about. Like, to me, this one like looks cool, but the world looks super empty and uninteresting. So I want to see it like in action more than anything. It's also worth noting, we didn't mention this, but like a lot of these games have demos already, but sometimes for Next Fest, they update the demos. So if you've already played a demo, it might be like a newer version or like a further along build. So I don't know. This one, I would say smash, but I'm just not sold on this game. So yeah, I want to check it out.
Yeah, I remembered that this was one of the most wish-listed games, but I think it looks beautiful. I just don't really understand why it's so anticipated.
Yeah.
I'm not that interested in it, to be honest. It's not just the first person, I swear. I don't know. I just am not that interested in like building on top of the car and traveling. And maybe I don't know enough about the game, but I'm just not interested enough to like even try the demo, honestly. So I think I'm going to pass on that demo.
Yeah, I played, I think it was last year, and it was like the alpha, the beta, I don't know what it was. I played a little bit of it, I streamed it, and I can't drive in real life. I couldn't drive in this game either. Like, I was having a tough time driving around, and I did kind of feel like a lot of the world was empty. So, and I didn't even really get to like, I would say like the good part of like getting to do a lot of things to the van. But I know this is going to be like a different demo, and I do think this game will end up being good in the end. So I think I'll probably say smash, but knowing that like maybe I gotta take my time driving a little bit more. Maybe I need to just like not try to crash into things as much, because I feel like I can understand why people are excited about this one. I just haven't found the like thing about it that's super, super standing out to me yet, but maybe it's there. So I definitely will want to give it a go. So I'll give a smash to Outbound. This next game, I don't know about you guys, I always see this game on Twitter. I believe this is also a mobile game, but it will be coming to Steam at some point in 2026. But the demo is on the press page. So hopefully they actually release it. If they don't, it's not my fault. But it's called Japanese Rural Life Adventure. Japanese Rural Life Adventure is a relaxing, slow life simulation where you can experience the charm of traditional Japanese countryside living, all in a beautifully crafted pixel art world. And this is one of the games that you got to look it up. You have to look it up. The art style, I think, is just so beautiful. And yeah, has a lot of your traditional farming sim stuff, growing crops. They say there's over 100 hours of total playtime packed in with numerous game missions. There's villagers, there's cooking, there's a little bit of everything. So have you guys seen this one before? And also, what are your thoughts? Will you be smashing, passing, or wishlisting?
I have known about this game being on mobile for such a long time, because I would always see like comments or people be like, have you ever played Japanese Rural Life? And I'm like, what is that? Like, no, it's not on Steam, but it's a mobile game. And yeah, I've always wanted to try it, but I just haven't tried it on mobile. So now that it's coming to Steam, I'm definitely even more interested, because I play like all my games on PC. So I'm really, really excited for this one, and I'll definitely be smashing the demo for sure. I want to live my Japanese rural life.
The name of this game is awful. They need to.
Well, yeah.
Well, it's probably maybe a translation.
I was
going
to
to
say
made in Japan. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, the name alone makes me not want to play this, but the pixel art. You know how, like, some people avoid pixel art games? They're like, I want this big 3D open. Sometimes I just want a pixel art farming sim, and this looks great. So I'm definitely smashing this. You got to look up the trailers. We're not doing it
and I've
justice.
already heard so many people, like, raving about it that I have high expectations.
Yeah, me too. It looks so good. Just like every time I look at this game, I'm like, oh, yes, obviously, smash. No question. So yeah, That is Japanese rural life adventure. Next up, this next one is a really big one and also a controversial one. But we've got the demo for The Ranchers, which is already out now, so you can play the demo right now at the time of recording. The Ranchers is an open world country life sim for 1 to 4 players, where you raise animals, grow crops, craft machines, build your dream house, and explore the gigantic open world where mines and dangerous monsters are all around. Earn the villagers' respect and esteem, and who knows, maybe even find love and start a family. This game is going to be coming out for early access, but you can play the demo now. I mentioned this game is a little controversial because there's more controversy now that I'm reading at, too. Hold on. I will get to that. What I was going to say is this game was controversial because when they launched their Kickstarter, people said it was like a Coral Island ripoff. But now, also controversy, I'm seeing right now, breaking news, bottom of Steam, AI-generated content disclosure. The developers describe their game as a small development team with limited resources. We use AI tools to assist with certain in-game content. This includes NPC voiceovers, some NPC dialogue, car radio, and portions of the loading screen artwork. These tools support us. They do not replace us. Every part of the Ranchers still reflects the creativity, care, and hands-on work of our team. So what do you think about that?
First
for context...
Go
ahead. I was going to say, let me look up how much money did they raise in this Kickstarter campaign that we can't hire a voice actor.
I was just going to say, I think it's like offensive to compare this to Coral Island in any sense ever. It looks so... I don't think it looks good.
This game's ugly, is what minute. Yeah, this game's ugly. I don't like it. I don't like it.
They raised
generative AI for a loading screen. Have a black loading screen with your logo on the like. Give me a break. No one cares about loading screens.
I will say they raised €245,714 for this project.
I thought you were gonna say million. I was gonna throw up.
No. It's not as much as I thought it was going to be, but still.
Yeah.
So me, other than it looking ugly, what do you guys think?
I'm passing on this one. It looks, I don't know. It just doesn't look that interesting to me. I don't really like the art style. It looks like it's going to have its issues. But yeah, I'm not that interested in the game at full release, so there's not really a point in me playing the demo. I have never been interested in this one. But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, some people would say this game looks fine, but like, I don't know, just the art style for me isn't working, and like a demo for an early access game to me is a little weird. I'm not going to be playing it. And yeah, I mean, maybe in the full launch, like I do see the trailer and there is some like interesting looking combat. I didn't even know there was combat in this game, but like, I don't know, just a game that I could wait however long they're going to be in early access for if I want to play the full version. So yeah, I'm going to pass on that.
Yeah, I was already out on this one just because like I didn't really think it looked that interesting. I didn't think the art was selling me, but now I'm really out because I'm not a game developer, so I don't know how much things cost. But I just find it so hard to believe like you couldn't, because listen, I know how much like I would charge someone to read a couple lines in their game, and it like would not be that much. I'm not a professional voice actor, but I just think it's a little crazy. We can't have someone voice it. We have to use AI. Same thing with the art too. We're gonna do all of the art handmade, but then like for a loading screen, why? I don't get it. It's just stupid. I'd rather just like there's too many other games that get so lost. I'd rather just spend my time supporting games that aren't doing that if I can. And if at least I know about it. Thank goodness they at least disclose it. But that's The Ranchers. I'm out. Pass. But I am on this next game, and I know Min is as well. I hope the demo actually comes out, because it was on the press page, but I have seen this one floating around a lot before, and we've not gotten the chance yet. But this is Wish Upon a Llama. Wish Upon a Llama is supposed to come out Q2 2026, so it's not unimaginable to think that the demo will drop. And it's also on the page, so I'm just telling you that. So, wish upon a llama, you embark on a delightful journey of breeding and raising adorable animals like bunnies, capybaras, and horses, while building meaningful relationships with the residents of Llama Town. What unique animal breeds will you discover, and whom among the townsfolk will you befriend? Adventures await. So yeah, rather than this being a traditional farming sim, this is a ranching sim where you have a beautiful kind of pastel color palette, and the whole thing is really centered around you being a rancher, taking care of your animals, and of course there are dateable characters to get to know, a whole little town. Min, are you so excited?
I'm so excited. I've been so excited for this game. Actually, I forgot about this. I saw this post on like socials, and it was of a couple of the romanceable candidates, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to send this to Peyton because they're so hot. And then you know what, you go to another app and you forget completely what you're doing and you never send it. I just remembered that I never even did it. But they have a really good, diverse, like, dateables list so far, and there's a bunch more that they haven't revealed yet. I've never played the demo. I've been really excited. It's really pastel and cute. It's mostly like a breeding sim. So yeah, I will be pressing. I will be smashing, smash on this one.
I gotta be so real with you guys. The only people I've ever heard talk about this game has been you two. But listen, I will take your word for it, and I am very interested.
Yeah.
Chunky pixels, which I like
Really?
sometimes, you know?
It's very pixel.
Yeah. Chunkier pixels. Yeah, I'm down for this. Nice little pastel world. This is, yeah. I mean, I hope the demo comes out.
Me too.
Yeah.
I think that when this game blows up, you'll just remember Min and I started it.
Yeah.
We can take all the responsibility.
You little hipster.
You know, yeah, whatever. You know, it's whatever. No, like, tons of other people are very excited about this one, but we have particularly been excited. So that is Wish Upon a Llama. This next game is also a very highly anticipated upcoming game. I'm going to be honest, I'm a little mixed on it, so I'm excited to hear your thoughts. But this next game is called Memento. Memento is a cozy room decorator with a twist. The choices you make play out over the course of a lifetime. Decorate your room, choose which items are important to you, and discover how the objects you choose will alter the course of the story in a winding ode to the power of everyday things. The demo is currently out at the time of recording. And yeah, this is kind of a very highly anticipated game. It's got a very beautiful art style, and it's unpacking but different. What do you guys think?
Isn't it crazy Unpacking has never come out with like another episode or something? Like, it's so weird.
Yeah.
I really like the idea of this, like what items you keep can change your story. I don't know if I need a demo for it though. So it's like, it's probably a game I would pick up, but I'm probably passing on the demo. Like, you can pretty much tell what the game is by just the trailer or the description. So yeah, I think this is a game that looks fun, but I'm just not interested in checking it out early.
Yeah, I agree. I think I will be picking this up eventually. I don't know that I need to play the demo. I could kind of go either way. Like, I could play it. I think I would enjoy it, but I don't need to I don't need the demo to know I'm probably going to enjoy this one. It looks really fun. It does have the unpacking vibes. So I'll just say ultimately like, the wish list. I'll say wish list.
Yeah, I'm definitely mixed on this one because it feels just so similar to Unpacking to me. And so I'm just curious to see what this one's going to do different and think, okay, well, maybe Unpacking started like a genre of game and other games are allowed to do this similar mechanic. I just hope it's different enough. And the art style is different, so I'm hoping that it will be. But I definitely kind of like, every time I see this game, I can't help but think, oh yeah, the game that's Unpacking but different. Mm-hmm. I need to like expand my mind a little bit, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. I'll say wishlist. I don't think this is one I would play the demo for. I think it would be one that I will check out when it fully releases, which is supposed to be some point in 2026. So we'll have to keep an eye out, but that one is called Memento. The next game on the list is called Myth Match, and this one does have a release date. It's at least according to Steam, it's supposed to come out March 13th. So pretty upcoming, and the demo is out right now to play. In this game, you build a community to challenge the gods in this narrative-rich, anti-capitalist merge game. Play as an outcast and work alongside mortals to repair broken buildings and relationships. Merge items, unite the people, and make a home. This game is really interesting because it's a merge game, but it's not going to be like the cringy merge games I play on my phone, because there is a whole narrative. There is this whole like Olympian gods thing, and also the art style is very unique. I know Min knows like a little bit about this game more than we do. So is this one that you're particularly excited about?
I am. I mean, I don't think I would have been as interested in this if I didn't play the demo. I actually already played an extended demo like a couple months back. So I won't be playing the Nexus demo because I already got a taste for this game. I know I'm going to be picking it up. But yeah, it's really unique because there's a merge element where you like need to gather resources, but in doing that, you need to kind of merge a few things to get that resource and then bring it and do the quest. And then you'll even have this like merge kind of boss battle, right? Or like with a character, and then you can even do it multiple times if you want. And it's really cool. It's really fun. And it definitely keeps you engaged. So I think it's a super unique game. We saw this in the Wholesome Direct years ago, so it's like been a long time coming. So yeah, one that I definitely encourage you guys to definitely check out, and the listeners, because it is very unique. But yeah, so I guess it's wish list and wait for me because I've already played the demo, twice.
What was the ratio of like merge game to other stuff? Because I honestly want them to lean more into the merge stuff. I like
a merge. So if you look at the trailer, you can see how like she's gathering the resources by throwing them. Yeah, you're doing that to like get through, but then you'll get to the next like phase of the game, storyline or whatever, and then you'll be doing like a bigger like merge. Kind of like a merge game more so.
Yeah.
So it's kind of nice because you have the open-endedness where you're walking around the map yourself and doing things, and then you have these little levels where you're timed and you're doing like a full-on merge game, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm down for this one. This is a trailer the demo that I would want to play. So I'm going to do Smash.
Yeah, I think we talked about this one other time, and I said I was in it just for the Australian Shepherds because I have an Australian Shepherd. And same, yeah. But I think I actually might wait because it's coming. Well, okay, here's the thing. When we do Smash or Pass, we try to like not think about the games in relative to what other games we might be playing at this time. But I'm going to do that for a second here, and forgive me, because I'm like, okay, March 13th, I could just wait to play it. But will I be playing Pokemon POKOPIA on March 13th? Maybe. So it might be worth me checking out the demo actually instead now, just to get the vibe before then. So I'm going to say Smash. I do think this game looks really interesting. I like that blend of the merge, and also more than just the merge. I feel like the art style is really cool, and I'm into the vibe. So gonna be a Smash for me. So that is Myth Match. This next game, I think, is probably going to be one of the most popular demos. It's already out. I've already seen some people play it. But this next one is called Thrifty Business, which we got to see recently for the first time in... Was it the Wholesome Snack that we saw it? Mm-hmm. It was one of the directs. Yeah. So we saw this one. It is the same developers who have made Sticky Business and Ritual of Raven. But in this one, you run your very own thrift shop in a laid-back management sim style game. You sort through boxes to find hidden treasures, arrange nostalgic displays of clothes, antiques, toys, and more. Befriend the regulars, help with the requests, and expand your store into a hub for the local community. So yeah, a thrift store game that is both management style and also decorative. They say there's 500 plus different items to add to the shelves. It's got a colorful 90s inspired graphical style, quirky cast of characters. What do you guys think about this one? I remember talking about it when we saw it for the first time, but how do you feel about this demo, Smash Pass wishlist?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to smash on this one. I really want to check out what the gameplay actually looks and like feels like. We don't really know when I don't think we know when the like actual release date is. So
Just 2026, it says.
Yeah, so I'm excited to try it and make sure that it's like lines up with my expectation here. I'm excited, so I will be playing.
Yeah, this is kind of one that I'm like already sold on the game. I don't know if the demo is gonna sway me in any way, so like I might play it, but I'm leaning more towards pass just because like the game is kind of what you see is what you get. It would be nice to kind of like explore it a little bit more, but I liked Sticky Business enough where I'm just like, you know what? Yeah, let's do it. I like thrifting. We'll do it.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like I'm going to get this game no matter what, too. But I think this is one of the demos I'm the most excited for. I don't know. I just like want to be in it. I feel like I haven't played a lot of shopkeeping games I actually like. I feel like it's hard to find that balance of like having enough for you to interact with, but also like customization. This one kind of reminds me of like if Ooblets was like mostly focused on the shopkeeping part and then there was like thrifty. I don't know why it gives me that energy, but I really like it. So I'm very excited for it. And yeah, it's going to be a smash for me for sure. But I don't know when it's coming out. Like if they were to say when the release date was, maybe I would just wait. But I don't know when it is. So I'm going to play it now. Smash. So yeah, that is Thrifty Business. The next game I had never heard of, but Min apparently has been begged to play this game by one commenter many times. So I'm glad that we're going to be able to talk about it. This next game is called AFK Journey Homestead. This one, it was on the page. The demo is not already out, so we're hoping that it'll come out for Next Fest. But welcome to AFK Journey Homestead. You'll explore the magical land of Esperia as the mighty Hold on, go back. You will explore the magical land of Esperia as the mighty Magister Merlin. Cultivate fields, cook tasty meals, and shape your perfect homestead, all while forging new friendships and uncovering captivating stories in the vast world. So yes, it is a farming sim game, magical twist. You're a wizard. The art style looks really cool. There's combat. There's also, you can visit your friends' homesteads too, so I'm guessing there's some type of online element with this one as well. I had literally never heard of this game before, but Min, how do you feel? You've been begged to play this one.
Yeah,
Will you?
And honestly, I am interested. This is, I believe, a free game. It's also on mobile, and what I was told is that it used to be more like of an idle kind of game, but then they decided, no, let's go all out. Let's add more story. Let's change it up. And now it has a lot more to it. So that's kind of where the AFK came from. But before being asked to play this a lot on my streams, I had always seen ads for it and people sponsored doing stuff for it. And I had no idea what it was, but like I'm very excited to see it and try it. This is a good opportunity to just see, you know. So I'll definitely be trying the demo.
Okay, yeah, the name makes sense because I was like, what? Isn't that like
when
you do nothing? I don't know about this one because like I'm seeing the cutscenes and everything and it looks great, but then the actual gameplay is like so zoomed out.
It is.
And it's like, I don't know. I wish it looked more like the cutscenes, but I mean, this is one that I feel like demos are perfect for that. If you're like totally unsure, just play the demo a little bit and you're like, okay, I'm out. Or like, oh, this looks pretty good. So probably a wish list. Yeah.
Yeah, I was confused about this game. Okay, so I want you to know, looking for this list, I did sort through AI trash, and other than the AI trash I had to sort through, I did sort through many idle games that were not AI trash, but just tons of idle games. So when I stumbled across this one and it was called AFK Journey, I was like, oh, it's an idle game. And then I was surprised that it's not. So I don't know though, but I kind of feel mixed about it too. I'm like, wait, like there's part of me, my coffee was just handed to me. Thank you so much. I don't know. I kind of feel weird about it too. Like, some of the art looks really cool and I like it, but I'm not like running. So I'm gonna say pass because I've said wishlist or smash for every single game so far. So just to give a little bit of variety, I'm gonna say pass, but we'll say pass.
Cool.
So yeah, that is AFK Journey Homestead. This next game is one I always see on Twitter. I don't know if everyone would consider this one a cozy game, but I think there are like relaxing and casual elements to it. This one is called Truckful, and you drive a pickup truck through a seemingly peaceful countryside valley, deliver much-needed goods to local townsfolk, and unravel the small-town mystery. But beware, the old forest is watching. So yes, it's another driving game. This one is a single-player car delivery adventure where you're completing errands. You can upgrade as you go through. I would call this one cozy, though, because of the art style, and they do say it has, like, a relaxing kind of atmosphere to it, but it is physics-based, so you might be able to crash the truck. But what do you guys think? Let me know. Have you guys heard of this one? Will you be smashing? Will you be passing? Will you be playing?
I have never heard of this one. I really like the art style, though. This could be one that, yeah, is, kind of sneaky cozy. Yeah, I kind of want to check this one out. I'm unsure of it, but like maybe playing the demo. I mean, I would imagine this would be a shorter game anyway. Like, I couldn't see this being a 40-hour friggin' driving your truck everywhere, but yeah, I'm interested in this one. This is cute. I've never seen this.
Yeah, it looks kind of cool. Honestly, I might check this one out. A truck swimming in the water. Oh my god. Yeah, I might try it.
What do they think of next?
No, but seriously, it does look really fun. And just looks kind of like so different from what I usually try, so worth giving a try. So I'll say a smash.
I shouldn't be allowed to drive. Trucking? I don't know. I shouldn't be allowed to drive, but I kind of want to play it, so I'm going to say smash. I feel like I'm more excited for this one than Outbound, if I'm going to have to pick between the two car games that are totally different and have nothing else in common other than the fact they have cars. But, yeah, I don't know. I feel like this one's going to be silly, goofy, and I like it. So I'm going to say smash. That one is called Truckful. So, and I think I saw this one on Twitter, so I'm pretty sure this one is confirmed. But don't yell at me. Don't yell at me. The next one, though, the demo is already... No, this one's a play test. This one right now, there's a play test, but I think the demo is also going to drop for Next Fest. This one is called Farm to Table, which is exactly what you think it's going to be. It is a farming and restaurant management sim where you build your own restaurant from scratch and you grow food in your backyard farm, grow your organic business into a 5-star restaurant. So yeah, exactly what you think it's going to be. You are farming, you are using those ingredients to then manage a cute little restaurant. What do you guys think?
Well, I giggled because I seen the cows jumping around in the pen. But it looks kind of cute, actually, and kind of fun. I will try it. I'll try it. But the thing is, I noticed that some of the NPCs looked like there's like white blob, like stand-in characters in the very beginning of the trailer. So hopefully that's not the end result. But otherwise, honestly, it looked really fun. So whatever. Doesn't always matter. Because isn't that caravan game you played that one time like so much fun, but the people look kind of silly?
Oh yeah, that's like my favorite game, Coffee Caravan.
Yeah,
people don't have faces, but you don't need them to.
Yeah, so I feel like that could be the case with this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not loving the character design, but the game itself looks really cool. Like, I don't mind a first-person sort of cozy game. Probably gonna pass on this, but I'm interested to see like the reception of it. But I'll probably be passing.
Did you see the cows going? Like that, though? Oh, okay.
Pick me.
Yeah, it looks like a silly, goofy one. And I kind of like that it looks silly and goofy. So I'll smash. I like silly, goofy. And I want to cook. I want to get all the things. Cool. Great. Smash. So that one is called Farm to Table. This next game is one I've had my eye on for a while because the art style is stunning. You have to look this one up. This game is called Tacony Forest Keepers, and the demo is already out, so you could play it at the time of recording. It is a cute and cozy puzzle adventure where you play as the forest spirit Tacony as you meet unique characters, solve captivating puzzles, brew fragrant tea, and explore a magical world filled with kindness. So these cute little forest creatures with this like hand-painted storybook-esque art style, very warm fall type color palette. Curious if you guys have heard of this one before, and also will you be smashing, passing, or wishlisting this game? Or some other option that doesn't exist.
That?
Oh, I was going to say this does look like a Payton game. You know, you just see certain games and you're like, yeah, Payton's playing that.
The spirit reminds me of Payton. The Tacony. I love a forest spirit. I think that they're...
Am I giving forest spirit? I'm
no,
like, wait,
just
why?
Like the type of, I don't know, you like these kind of like
The creature.
artsy sort of...
I do.
I don't know.
Just so
I'll
cute.
probably pass on it, but it does look cute. Like for a demo. I don't know about the full version, but like demo, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, how am I going to play all these demos? I think I'll wishlist this one because I'm definitely interested and it looks so cute. And I love tea. So I'll definitely wishlist this one. Maybe I will play it. Maybe you'll see me playing this one, but we'll see. Wishlist for now. Is it a Payton game?
It is a Payton game. Yeah, I mean, this game looks so cute. Like, what more could you want in life other than a silly little puzzle adventure with cute little animals, cute art style? Seems like a fun time. Yeah, I just love the little dudes. I just want to look at the little dudes. And, yeah, big fan. Big fan of their art style. I've been following them for a while, so smash.
Sweet.
Yeah. So that is Tacony Forest Keepers. Then, next up, this game, okay. This game I saw on Twitter, and I haven't been able to stop thinking about it since. They did already launch the demo, so you can play at the time of recording. This game is called Animal Kind, where you can forage, frolic, and zoomy as an intelligent, adorable animal who discovers an ancient mech. Pilot the mech and use a suite of powerful tools to gather resources, shape the land, and build your ideal town alongside a growing cast of characters, solo or up to 3 friends. So pretty much you are cute little animals and you are in robotic mechs and you are relaxing in a cozy open world, exploring the wilderness, meeting new characters, and building a whole village. What do you think?
The logo reminded me of Nemo at first, the other game. But I don't know that I'll play the demo, but I'm definitely wishlisting this one. It looks so fun and cute and silly. I see a capybara. I saw like a pink raccoon. So definitely looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I think this is a fun idea. I mean, the very end of the trailer says early access spring 2026. So I'm probably out on that. I don't know. Like, we talked about early access before, but like a demo for early access is basically a demo that you pay for. But I don't know. It's cute. I really like the idea. I like that there's multiplayer also and that you can design your own animals and stuff. I'll keep my eye on this one, but I'll probably skip it. I don't know, man. This looks cute, but I'll probably skip the demo.
This one looks so kooky, but I like that. So I feel like I have to. So, like, I don't know. Like, I gotta be in the mood for one of these games that have like a mech and robotic things. But in this case, I'm into it. Like, I'm like, oh, I could be a silly little raccoon. I could be a little puppy. Like, yeah, I don't know. Smash. I'm into it. Looks good to me. So that one is called Animal Kind. I forgot to look up the pronunciation for this next one. I'm going to be so honest.
Inconbini. Is that what we're looking at?
Yes.
Yeah.
Inconbini.
A konbini is like a supermarket in Japan.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Okay, so this is the next game, Inconbini. One store, many stories. This one, the demo is already out as well. It is a third-person, single-player, cozy slice-of-life game set in a small-town convenience store inspired by the early 1990s Japan, where you stock shelves, chat with regulars, and see how small choices shape everyday stories. So yeah, it is a cute little narrative game where you also get to stock the shelves, has a really pretty art style, and there's even like little like gachapon machine surprises for cute little toys. And they say a soothing ASMR inspired soundscape. So what do you guys think about this one? I hadn't seen this one before, but I thought it looked really interesting.
Yeah, sorry, I meant convenience store as you read. But yeah, I've been excited about this one. And then I went to Japan and I was at the 7-Eleven every day. So I'm like, yeah, I kind of am interested in playing this. So I think the demo would be a good chance for me to see if it's something I really like. It is, they call it the prologue demo. So it makes me think, is it more story based or I don't know. So I'll have to play the demo to find out. So I'll say smash.
Yeah, I think I'm interested in this one. I've never heard about this one either. Love the premise of it. Like, I love games that you do kind of mundane things, but then learn like some story elements. Coming to all consoles April 2026. So I think, yeah, I think this is a good one. Yeah, smash.
Yeah. Me too. Smash. I'm interested in it. I think it looks really cool. Love the premise. And yeah, nice amount of time between release. So gonna be a smash for me as well. The next game is called Swan Song, which this demo has been out for like a hot second, so I think maybe they're updating it. But Swan Song is a cozy and emotional puzzle game where music guides your journey, and you'll use different notes as shape. You use notes of different shapes and sizes to program a music box and solve each puzzle, where you have to help the swan exit as you uncover a touching story of family, loss, and grief. There are 22 puzzles to solve, the first 3 chapters of the story to experience, different music tracks. So yeah, a little puzzle game up on the list.
Kind of reminds me of like Assemble with Care. Have you played that? Yeah.
No.
But I think I'll be passing on it for now. It's just not, I mean, it looks good, but it's just not. But as much as the other games are exciting me, this one isn't as much.
Yeah, I love me a puzzle game. I love me a linear puzzle game. I don't know. The puzzle element doesn't seem that fun. I mean, a demo would clear up like how to play it, but yeah, I think I'm going to skip on this one. Looks cute though.
Yeah, I'm tempted to do this one just because I like the swans. Like I have like a thing with swans. Like my boyfriend and I have a little swan thing, but I don't know. I feel like a puzzle game really has to grab me for me to try the demo. I'm more inclined to just play the full thing when it comes out. So I'm going to say pass for now, but I'm definitely going to keep my eye on it to see what it's like when it fully launches, whenever that is. So that is Swan Song. Moving right along. This next game, the demo exists now at the time of recording, so you could also check it out. This next game is called Plush Parade, where you design and sell your custom plushies in this cozy and creative sim. You'll mix and match hundreds of pieces to create unique designs and build your own plush collections. Manage your online shop, launch blind boxes, and compete with a rival company to become the ultimate plush designer. Now, this game, the art style may look familiar because it is by the same person who made one of Min's favorite games, Lemon Cake, as well as The Ranch of Rivershine and that other Capybara game that I've never played, but notably the Lemon Cake one. So yeah, you can choose from lots of different forms, and there are different options to customize the plushie. What do you guys think about this one? Will you be making your own plushie?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really excited about it, to be honest, and even more so seeing this. I think it's really cool because it seems like you can just make your own plushies and then make like the blind boxes of whatever. Like, that's so creative. I think this dev is always doing very different games and very like unique ideas. So I'm excited to try this demo for sure. So smash from me. Pat, you making some plushes?
Again, a Payton game.
It is.
Listen,
it is.
I like the idea of it. The idea is cute. You don't really see that, and I'm surprised you don't see more of this. The options, though, seem pretty limited for customization, but then it shows you like acquiring new clothing and stuff like that. So I don't know. I'm going to skip this one personally, but I really do like the idea of it. I think this could be a sleeper hit.
Yeah. It is a Payton game. Smash. Blind box? Say less. Don't worry. I'm in. Great. Good. Glad we talked about it. Amazing. Next up that was Plush Parade. The next game is called Misty Valley, and it is not opening on my phone. Just kidding. We're good. It's called Misty Valley, A Cozy Fishing Tale is the full name. It's going to be coming out for early access sometime soon, but you can play the demo right now. And it says, in Misty Valley, you will cast your line, sail to hidden islands, and uncover the secrets of the sea. Befriend charming villagers, tend to your farm, and explore an open world full of wonder, mystery, and gentle adventure. Your story begins where the mist meets the tide. AKA, this is a farming sim game that is mostly about fishing and exploring an expansive world. You're going to try to revive the fish market, as well as you will discover mystical artifacts along the way, and it's meant to have a relaxing gameplay style that evolves as you continue exploring. So, curious to know your guys' thoughts. I almost scrolled right past this game. I'd never heard of it, but something about it caught my eye, and I thought we'd put it on this list. So, are we smashing, passing, or wishlisting Misty Valley?
I've never heard of this either. I mean, okay, so here's the process I've had with looking at this today. At first, I'm like, yeah, I think I want to play this. Then I looked closer at the trailer, and I feel like the way the camera's moving is almost like a little fidgety for this first person. And then I saw like the boat going in the water, and I'm like, why is there no one in the boat though? So there's a couple questionable things that I'm seeing. I just don't think I thought the town looked cool, but I just don't think I'm invested enough to even try the demo at this point. I might just wait to hear what other people thought about it, honestly, but not try it out for myself. So pass.
Yeah, I love fishing in cozy games. I like that, this is like the main element to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, the demo or the trailer looks rough. It looks rough, like FPS wise, and like just. It just looks very early, and it's also a short trailer too, which could be telling. Yeah, another demo for an early access game. I think it's too early for me, but I love the premise of it. So I'm going to pass.
Yeah, exact same thoughts. Love the idea of the focusing on the fishing. It doesn't look like it's in good shape quite yet. So we'll give it some more time in the oven to cook, and I will pass on that one as well. So that one was called Misty Valley, A Cozy Fishing Tale. Next up, we've got a game called Possum Resort, which, not possum like the rodent, possum like paw, and then some. This one's also coming for early access. They're saying April 2026, but you can play the demo right now. In Possum Resort, it is a cozy life sim where you run an animal hotel, and it is a charming pixel art style village. You design your resort, care for cute animals, grow crops, craft things, complete quests, bond with villagers, farming RPG elements. They're calling it the perfect cozy escape. So, AKA, imagine a pixel art farming game, but your main thing is that you're running an animal hospital, but they're not just like dogs. Like there's like giraffes and stuff if you scroll through the Steam page. So tons of different types of animals you're taking care of in this one. I had never heard of this one, so curious to know your guys' thoughts. Will you be smashing, passing, or wishlisting this demo for Possum Resort?
Wait, I think it's animal hotel, right? Not hospital.
Oh, hotel. Sorry, not hospital.
But that made me think more into it. Like, if it's a hotel, are animals coming and going? Like, I'm curious, honestly. I've never seen this. I almost said pass, but I think I'm gonna play it. I don't think I'm gonna try this one. So I'll say smash. Looks kind of interesting and unique and different, but also very familiar gameplay mechanics as a lot of other games we play. So
yeah, it looks like there's some fantasy elements to it too. There's like this little troll thing with horns. I don't know what that is, but
I saw that. Yeah.
I'm interested in this game. Like, I love the pixel art. I was talking before that I'm looking for some pixel art cozy games, but again, I sound like a broken record, but like for Next Fest, I want to play demos of ambitious games that are like on the horizon, not like cozy games that are going into early access for like years or a year or whatever. So I'm interested in the game. The game looks good, but yeah, I'm going to skip on the demo.
Yeah, I'm mixed about this one. Like, at first glance, I wasn't into it, but then seeing, like, that one screenshot of, like, all of the different enclosures for the different animals, I think looks kind of cool. This is one I probably will wait on, though. Like, I probably will, like, wait for it to have some more stuff going for it, especially because it's planned for early access. So I'm going to say wishlist on this one, but excited for its development and to keep an eye on it. So that one is called Possum Resort. We're almost to the end, I promise, but I did sneak in. I threw in a bonus one. I'm going to go through it so quick, don't worry. But we're almost there. The next one is called Dragon Dinner. But I keep thinking it should be Dragon Diner, but it's Dragon Dinner. It's dinner. There's two N's. I learned how to spell. This cute but chaotic restaurant simulator where you play as a dragon waiter in a fast-paced dining rush. Set tables, serve hungry dragons, deliver the right dishes, and keep the place clean. After each day, customize the layout of the restaurant and learn new abilities to improve. The demo is already out. And yeah, I think it's kind of exactly what you think it would be. It is a restaurant managed, like, dine and dash kind of game where you can customize the restaurant, but you are a dragon.
I like dragons and I like restaurant games. And I want to squeeze the little dragon. They're really cute. I'm going to try it for sure. The demo, yeah. Smash.
Yeah, this looks cute. I'd be willing to try this one out. Yeah. I mean, I definitely like... I didn't even know they were dragons at first. I mean, I know the name.
Because they're so chunky.
Well,
they're little squishy boys. Yeah, this looks cute.
Yeah. I think so too. I also like dragons and I like these kind of dine and dash games. So I don't need more to be pleased, I think. So smash. So that one is not Dragon Dinner. No, it is. It's Dragon Dinner, not Diner. There's two N's. Dragon Dinner. And then I threw this one sneaky at the end because I just saw that it was going to be included. But the last game is Moomin Troll Winter's Warmth, which is coming out this year, but they did just launch the demo, so you can play it right now. This is from the creators of Snufkin, Melody of Moomin Valley. Comes a heartwarming new adventure inspired by the beloved Moomin stories, and in this time, you join Moomin Troll himself on a charming but cold winter journey. We've talked about this one a little bit before, being excited for this one upcoming. We don't know quite when this one is going to launch, but I would imagine maybe some point in winter. Who knows? But let me know what you guys think about this one. It is kind of like a narrative, but also exploration, cute little, sweet little thing is how I would describe it.
Mm-hmm. I'm really excited for this game. I actually loved the other Moomin Troll game, and I wasn't like a Moomin fan or anything before this, but I really liked the gameplay. So I'm interested in this one. I feel like they need to have it come out soon because it's like totally winter-esque. Mm-hmm. You know, it's going to be spring before we know it. But for the demo, I don't think I need to really play it because it is a little more story-ish based. So I think I'll skip on the demo wish list and play this when it's out.
Yeah. Yeah, this is one that I really suggest people try out because I loved the first one. I thought it was so wholesome, so cozy, and I didn't even have like an attachment with the character at all. Yeah. Play this one, play the demo and check out the gameplay because it's such a good, and the soundtrack was great too. It's going to be hard to beat the first game soundtrack, but yeah, I'll be picking this one up day one, but demo I'll be passing on. I know what to expect, so.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I loved the first one. It was short and sweet, so I don't think I need the demo for this one because I bet it's going to be the same kind of thing. But I'm even more excited about this one because you are Moomin Troll in this one. I also wasn't familiar with Moomin before the other game came out, but now I'm very into the vibes. Perfect winter game. I hope to see it soon. And yeah, I will be smashing. So that is Moomin Troll. The Warmth of Winter is what it's called. Of course, I just closed my notes because I was like, oh, I'm done. I made it.
Winter's Warmth.
Winter's Warmth. Yeah, there you go. So that was just some of the games included, or we hope to be included, in the upcoming Steam Next Fest. Like I said, this was just the press preview page, so some of them may or may not come out, but make sure to check out as many demos as you can during Next Fest, and I'm sure we'll be talking more about anything that we played in the future. But if you want to hear about even more games in our Afterburn, we're going to go over even more games that didn't quite make the main show's cut. And now, even more things are happening on the Slow Burn episode today. This is going to be one of the longer episodes, I think. But when we get back, we're going to be joined by a special guest, and we're going to talk about all things POKOPIA. You're going to want to stick around, so stick around.
Connect with the Slow Burn community in our official Discord, which is linked in the show notes below. This is where our community lives. We chat all things cozy games. We also go through our side quest each month, and you get notified when each podcast episode goes live. So be sure to check out the Discord listed in the show notes below.
POKOPIA is the next big cozy game coming out on Switch 2. It is a mixture of Pokemon, Animal Crossing, little Dragon Quest builders in there. And we actually brought someone on that has played POKOPIA, like literally has played it. Welcome in, Rogers Base. How's it going, man?
Thank you for having me. It's going really well. It's interesting that you didn't say Viva Pinata, because that's like the first thing that I thought of when playing this game was Viva Pinata.
Interesting.
But yeah, I'm super excited to talk about it. Again, I got the chance to go to the Nintendo preview event that was in New York was that like 2 weeks ago now? I feel like a lot of stuff has happened.
Time is
in those
flying.
2 weeks.
Seems like
it was
it,
the
yeah.
same day as the Tomodachi Life Direct, if that helps. So that's
Okay.
what the actual day was. So we literally
wow.
flew out the morning of the Tomodachi Life Direct, had the preview event, checked out all the new games. So it was like Mario Tennis, POKOPIA, Resident Evil, everything. And then literally went back to the hotel, recorded Tomodachi Life, and went back on a plane. So
Oh my God.
to another event that was then in Chicago. So it was like there was a lot of stuff. Yeah.
Wow.
But I'm excited to talk about it. Yeah. And great to meet you two, by the way, too.
Yeah.
Again, he was screwing up the introductions. So like already I like you two better.
Oh, thanks.
Well, before we speak of introductions,
Just like
before
our
we get
audience.
too far, do you want to give us a little introduction about yourself and who you are, what you do, and where our listeners and viewers can find you?
Absolutely, yes. So I'm Rogers Base. I've been doing YouTube for a better part of a decade now at this point. I mostly cover Nintendo and One Piece, so if you like anime, manga, and video games, you're probably in the right place. I'm known primarily for getting really excited about Nintendo Directs and Smash Brothers reveals, but I am a massive cozy gamer. I've put like 600, 700 something hours into Animal Crossing New Horizons now after they added the Switch 2 edition and everything. And I don't know, like I feel like that is my core comfy kind of series. I grew up literally playing that with my mom on the GameCube. I've never missed a single Animal Crossing game. I then got Reagan into it, and now like everybody that I know plays Animal Crossing, so it's fun to see how everything came full circle. But
Yeah.
I'm also a huge Pokemon fan, so when they announced they were doing a cozy game like POKOPIA, I was like, this is right up my alley. I feel like I'm really gonna like this. So
Let's start it out with a hot take. The worst Animal Crossing game, in your opinion, Roger?
I don't think it's a hot take. I think it's City Folk. I mean, it's not even a hot take at all. That's
That's a hot take to me.
Really?
I think Wild World.
All right, we're done here.
Weak.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for having me, you guys.
People always say they
Appreciate
like it. I've only played
Wild
New
World?
Horizons, but I always hear people say they like Wild World.
Maybe
Yeah,
I'm just a
Wild
console
World
boy.
is great. I feel like, how old were you when Wild World came out?
I was born in 92.
I was born in 90, so we should be around the same age. And it's like,
should have liked
the
it.
thing is, for me, Wild World was very much like a definitive mid-high school experience of like everybody having their DS and sitting around at lunch and like visiting people's towns.
That's
And
true.
I feel like the low poly look of Wild World and like the weird DS chime version of some of those classic GameCube tracks like really hits. And I also feel like that's probably one of my favorite ones to go back to outside of the GameCube one. The GameCube one is still my all-time favorite. I think like the rudeness of the villagers and some of just the weird quirks about it is just great.
Yeah.
I'm also someone who loves New Horizons. I know there's a lot of people that were like, oh, I blew through the content, but it's like, yeah, well, you were cheating when the game first came out because we were all inside and you were time traveling. It's fine. You wanted to get every item immediately. That's cool. You weren't experiencing the day-to-day of Animal Crossing. It's fine. But
They still have thousands of hours.
Yeah.
But-
Wait, may I ask you then, what do you like about City Folk?
I think it's just like the city itself. I like that it's on a big screen and I can play it. There's things I don't like about it, like the tracks that you make and stuff like that's pretty poor. But I don't know. Wild World and City Folk are kind of similar to me.
I feel like Wild World's got a lot in common. I mean, City Folk has a lot in common, I feel, with New Leaf, though, with the city, right? Because you've got the little town area in New Leaf that's significantly better than the city in City Folk, even though that was the concept of City Folk.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
WeSpeak didn't work correctly half the time. It's like now it's baked into the Switch, too. So I'm just fascinated. I did not think that was a hot take at all to say that City Folk is my least favorite. Wow. I'm curious. Wait, pass to the rest of the panel. Peyton, Min, what are your least favorite Animal Crossing games?
I've only played New Horizons. I'm a fake gamer. That's just how I got.
Fake. Don't. Who's telling you that? Don't let people tell you.
No one. Actually, most of the time, people are nice to me. But yeah, I started my channel after Animal Crossing New Horizons had already been out for like a hot second, and I was like, ooh, this is like my way in. But I always have wanted to go back to the previous games. But everyone always tells me I would like New Leaf the best.
I agree. I think New Leaf is probably the best, like, if you're going back as a newer fan. It also, I think, is just aged really nicely. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the same with you, right, man? Are you new to Animal Crossing, too?
Really? Yeah, this Animal Crossing was my first one, New Horizons. But I did play Pocket Camp when Nintendo provided me a key to play the complete version. Yeah. And I liked that, but I didn't really stick with it. Like, I'm not still playing it now, but I did stick with it for a bit. And then I've also played New Leaf, but like after I played New Horizons, and I didn't stick with that much either. But I did like it. I liked kind of seeing the differences and like, it's just a lot to commit to the daily.
I know we're talking about Pokemon stuff, but I want to ask you, just because it's like I don't get a chance to normally talk with a bunch of Animal Crossing fans. Normally, I'm the sole Animal Crossing fan among all of my friends that are like fighting game players on our show. So it's like, it's funny to actually like sync with Animal Crossing people. I'm so curious, as newer players, as both of you are like newer players to the game, was the thing that brought you into it the life simulation, like building stuff? Or was it more of like the character interactions? Because I feel like there's definitely a divide between older fans and newer fans of like what they really appreciated about Animal Crossing. And so I'm curious like what the thing was that brought you into it where you were like, I really, really like this game.
Yeah, I feel like for me it was definitely just like the building aspect of it. Like I knew of course like the whole thing is they're all of these villagers and they're very cute, but I didn't anticipate like even having a deep interaction with them, which is so interesting because like other than Animal Crossing, my main thing is like farming sims, and I really only want to like romance people and like get deep in the cutscenes.
You're a Stardew girly, I get it.
Yes, very. Right. So it's like it's interesting that in Animal Crossing, I'm like, I'm here to build, not to talk to the villagers. But I really hope for the next game they incorporate a world where it is still very much so catering to the people who like to design, but also give the villagers some more pizzazz because
a little spicier.
There's no really reason to talk to them, really.
Yeah. For me, I had just gotten back into gaming after not playing at all through college. At all.
Wow.
And the only game I was really interested in playing was like my childhood game, Harvest Moon, Mineral Town. So I was like, let me try playing that. I got myself a DS Lite, and then I decided I kind of want to, I don't know, play the new console. And my husband got me the Switch Lite, which was so hard to get during 2020. But we got one, and then he was like, oh, and here's this game, Animal Crossing. And I kind of knew that it wasn't like Harvest Moon. So I kind of went in with like kind of an open mind, no expectations. And I think I really like more of the beginning part of the game where you're like just starting to build things up. You have the quests to do things. And then when it gets more open-ended, I kind of am like, oh my gosh, like I have to decorate everything. So for me, I'm not as big of an Animal Crossing as these two here, but I do really enjoy the game. It is probably my most played game still from back in 2020. But
yeah.
That's just that's interesting. This is always, I mean, we've been friends for a long time, so I feel like it's fascinating to know from new people's perspectives how they're feeling about Animal Crossing, especially like that decoration thing. I think goes back to that earlier question that you had about like hot takes of Animal Crossing games. I do agree that I think it would be very difficult for you two to then go back to something that's not New Leaf, when New Leaf is kind of the only one where you can also put stuff outside. That was like a new thing in New Leaf for the first time. All the ones prior to that, you could not decorate the outside at all, and it was all just like mostly interactions with your villagers, which then kind of goes back to what Payton was saying, right? Of like, you want the little bit more of the pizzazz of like wanting to talk with your villagers and hearing what they have to say, as opposed to like the archetypes that you get in New Horizons, that once you've heard them, you're like, oh, I know the routine, I know what you're going to tell me.
Very.
Yeah, it's crazy because like cozy gaming has always been a thing, but like now it's like it's a buzzword, and like everyone's talking about cozy gaming. And New Horizons has created a whole new like group of gamers that are playing games again, and they've gone from like New Horizons to Stardew, and they're trying out more things. And I think POKOPIA could be one of those things.
I do think so, especially if you are somebody that's always liked Pokemon, but you're not into RPGs, you just don't want to have like the battle mechanics, but you love the look of the characters. This is I think, going to be the most like cozy game centric spin-off for a Pokemon like series lover, even if you don't play the games, probably since like Pokemon Snap. I think Pokemon Snap's the only other thing I could kind of like equate this to, you know. So yeah, I think people are gonna love it.
So what was this Nintendo event like? Obviously there was like other games that you were playing, but like the POKOPIA thing, like how much time did you have? How was it structured?
Yeah.
Those
So
kind of things,
essentially the way it started is we had, it was a long demo event. They basically flew us out. We had a super early call. They drove us to go to this location to play all these games. And the way it was laid out was the top floor was all of the other upcoming Nintendo titles. So we had like Mario Tennis Fever, the Virtual Boy, NSO stuff that we could demo, Mario Wonder
That's
Switch
so
2
funny.
Edition, Resident Evil Requiem, Pragmata, like literally everything coming out for the next couple months. And then the bottom floor was all POKOPIA. So we were in this little like cozy game section with these little stools, and they had the music playing in the background from the game, and there were these cute little standees with like the Ditto Squirtles and all the little Ditto characters, and it was cute. And then we basically sat down and played. It was like a 45-minute, I believe, segment that was essentially the opening of the game. I don't know if you're familiar with like that intro cutscene that they showed in some of the trailers, where it's like Ditto finds the Pokedex, and then you design your character, and then you go meet Professor Tangrowth, and then you meet like the original three, Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle, and that sort of like kicks you off into, you know, crafting your island and crafting your little town. We played that, and pretty much the demo ended like right after you get Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle. So you you just felt you were getting into it. You know, we found a couple traces of some other Pokemon. I ran into like, I believe, a Scyther and a Hitmonchan during my time, and the Hitmonchan made like a little punching bag item, and the Scyther has like the, you know, the cut ability to chop up wood. And then that was pretty much it. So it felt like we were just getting into it, and then they kind of took us out of it, and then we all left the room, came back in 10 minutes later, and all the demo kiosks were then set up for multiplayer. And essentially what happened is they created, because when you're playing multiplayer, you visit your friends' islands, right? And you've decorated your islands differently than somebody else has, and you've cultivated different Pokemon and all that kind of stuff. So they basically made an island that had all these different biomes in it, essentially, so we could try out, like, fishing for Magikarps, or flying around as Dragonite, or surfing around as Lapras, you know. And so we got to do all that kind of stuff, but only one of the kiosks, essentially there were 4 TVs, and one of them was like the leader of the island and was able to turn in the missions, and everybody else was just kind of exploring and finding other Pokemon. And then we did that for probably what felt like 15 minutes, but it was more like half an hour, and then we were just out of it, and that was all we played. And so you know, we talked about it a little bit before the show. You guys were saying that the preview impressions were like really, really positive, and they felt like, oh, you've got this huge world to explore. But I don't know if like the European people played longer than the people did who were in North America, or even if it was separated between like the traditional media versus the content creators. Because once we were all done, we were then ushered upstairs to go play all the other games. And so POKOPIA was only like 1/3 probably of our time at this demo experience. So I'm very curious if people were brought in to only play POKOPIA and then like left and actually got more time with it. Because based on my time with it, it was very cute, and I got to understand all the mechanics, and I have no doubt it's going to be a good game. But I didn't personally felt like it demoed well. I feel like it was just like we were just getting into it, and then we were already done, you know.
Yeah, that's also a tough game to demo too because it's so open ended. I know one of the questions because Pokemon comes out with all these side games. They have like Pokemon Snap, but then they have like smaller things like Quest and things like that. Like, is this like a big release or is this just like a side thing?
No. This is going to be like a huge release. Yeah, I mean, especially even the way they're pushing it, like marketing wise in Japan, and like I don't know if you've seen the cute little trailers they've done of it where they have the little POKOPIA song
so
dancing with
cute.
the Dittos. Like, it's so cute. So no, I do feel like it's probably going to be a pretty substantial experience. I mean, even just based on what I played, right? You've got the Pokedex, all the different Pokemon that you can bring to your island. I'm assuming it's going to take a really long time to cultivate even like the base island that they had us like walk around in for the multiplayer. That seemed pretty advanced. I mean, there were like houses and Pokemon centers and dance halls and all kinds of little things that they'd built up that were not present, obviously, when you're going through the tutorial of getting Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle. And there were lots of other Pokemon that were present that all do different things. You've got like Timber that has all the stuff for building. You've got, like I said, Lapras surfs around the different islands. Like there's a lot of different things that you can do in the game, but we just didn't get the chance to really experience that many of them. There were lots of them that we saw traces of. So I don't know if you've seen like how the game works.
No, explain it to me like I'm 5 because I feel like I know nothing and I want to know everything.
Okay, so essentially when you're walking through the island, right? When you're going through the island and exploring after you've done the tutorial, there's these little sparkles that are on the ground. And when you go to hit one of those sparkles, it'll basically give you a hint of like you can find this Pokemon in this type of area if you create this type of biome. So sometimes there'll be a Pokemon that'll only show up that you can only become friends with and like learn their abilities if you make like a boulder with 3 little flowers around it, or you have to make like a tree with a little shaded area of grass for some of them. And there's all
like a bed or
something.
variations.
Exactly, right.
Yeah.
Or like I believe Hitmonchan was like the punching bag. You have to make like a punching bag thing and then Hitmonchan shows up.
Do you know exactly what kind of Pokemon it is, or is it just telling you the type?
It's like a who's that Pokemon type of thing. So you'll see like the silhouette, and then you're like, oh, I know who this is.
Oh,
and then
that's
you,
so
you create the little trace, which is real cute. Yeah. And so you can figure out pretty quickly if you know what the Pokemon look like based on the silhouettes, like who you're going to get from those biomes. And again, like I think people will find traces and might not necessarily want some of those Pokemon there, and will like go to other people's islands to then get traces or meet the Pokemon they have there to then try to bring them back. But something that I think is like really important that again, I don't know if previews have brought this up, but that all of us, literally all of us, there were tons of creators at this demo event. It was like me, Philly Beats You, Party Arlie, like all of us Pokemon creators were all there hanging out, and every single one of us was like, I don't know what's going on here. Like, are we not able to turn in our missions and like unlock things in multiplayer? And they basically clarified for us that no, you do not get anything if you are visiting someone else's island. The only thing you get is meeting someone else's Pokemon to then add it to your Pokedex to then be able to bring that Pokemon into your own biome when you go home. But it's not like you don't go to it's not like an Animal Crossing thing where you go to, visit someone's little, what are they called? It's not the Dream Islands, but like the little where you go to try to find Raymond and the other animals.
Oh, like
it's
a
been so
like
long.
a mystery island. Yeah.
Mystery
Right,
Island,
exactly.
yeah.
The Mystery Islands. See, my island's been perfected for 400 hours.
Of course.
But like, I feel like when you go to the Mystery Islands and you were looking for certain Animal Crossing characters and you would bring them back, then they would like potentially move into your village. That's not really the same case here. It's like you go to visit, but you still have to do all the work to like bring them in. So if you don't already have the right stuff to make the biome to get the Pokemon, you're not going to be able to bring them into your village. But when other people come to your island that you're building and you're able to turn in the stuff for the missions, that gives you materials to then build more stuff, create more items, craft furniture. So like, for example, when you were fishing for Magikarp, the only way to get a Magikarp is you have to set a stool nearby like a fishing pole. And then once you've made the stool and you could sit down, then you can actually fish and then you can get the Magikarp.
Very Viva Pinata.
Exactly. And so in order to craft the stool, you then need the wood to get the stool, which then you need timber for, which then you need Scyther to chop it up. So again, it's like, it's this
like a whole
thing of
thing.
figuring out, it's like a cycle of like figuring out which Pokemon are going to be able to craft the thing that I need to craft to then bring other Pokemon in. Yeah.
So that keeps you going, and you kind of always have something to do and work on.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I think one of the things, I mean, a lot of people love New Horizons for many different reasons, but I think one of the things that people don't really like is the multiplayer, because it kind of seems like you just go to someone's island and you can like walk around and like maybe catch bugs or something. You had limited play with multiplayer, but was there like a sense of like a lot more to it, like interaction wise? Like what could you do? Were there limitations?
I think it's one of those things where it's like you get what you put into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like
Fair.
It was fun flying around with little Ditto Dragonite and like just making goof, or like running up to people and punching them with Hitmonchan. Everybody was just like punching each other and knocking stuff out of each other's hands. So like I think there's room where like if you make little games for yourselves, you visit someone's island and you're like, okay, we need to craft however many stools or however many tables or whatever, and then you're trying to mess each other up by like punching people or like slicing and stealing somebody else's materials. I think that could be kind of fun. But again, it's like because you're not getting anything from the missions when you're visiting somebody else's island, you're only getting like the trace of the other Pokemon. I feel like once you've already gotten all the Pokemon on your island, there's not really gonna, unless you just want to see what your friend's island is gonna look like, there's not really like much else to do based on what we've played. So I think that's the only thing is I feel like, I don't know, based on my limited experience, it feels almost like the majority of my time, even though they're really hyping up the multiplayer and playing with your friends, I feel like the majority of my time with this game is going to be spent single player. Because when you're crafting all this stuff on your island and you're getting all this stuff together and gathering all these materials, again, your friends can help you if you've invited them to your island, but then who's going to be the designated person that like gets the stuff, right? So it's going to have to become a roulette with your friends of like, well, you're all coming to my place today to enhance my
You guys are helping
gameplay
me
experience.
today.
Right,
I'm getting the
right.
stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Now, there's something interesting that came out, I believe today, because I've been seeing a bunch of people posting about this. This is from a developer interview. Now, this is translated from Japanese, so like take that with a grain of salt.
Sure.
But they're saying there's a new system called a cloud island, and it says even without a host, everyone can play freely. You can join whenever you have free time and develop the island. Up to 4 people can play at the same time, but others can take turns joining in with no limit on the number of total participants. This is a completely separate system from playing in a brand new town in multiplayer. So this is like literally like a Minecraft server type of thing.
Yeah. I don't believe that was the multiplayer we played. I don't think it was like a cloud island.
Yeah.
It was, like I said, it was a generated island that we were playing like via the little local play and like game share or whatever with other people. So yeah, I mean, that's a cool idea. I mean, it sounds like the Slumber Islands essentially that they just added Switch 2 edition, right? Where you can go to people's different islands and like, craft things together and create things together on its own little dedicated server. I mean, that sounds super fun,
That's cool that you don't have to be there though. Like
That's really
Pat
cool.
can go enlist his hooligans to like get stuff for him while he's like sleeping.
Right.
Like, hey guys, go like get some like fish
While
for
I'm
me.
sleeping.
Yeah, while you're cooking up how to make like Poke League with your mini games, you'll have people like getting your wood and things like that.
Yeah.
Like I like that idea. I think like the people that are still playing New Horizons are the designers, are the decorators, So I think that's a smart move.
Yeah. And again, the decoration aspect of it, I think, is extremely cute. Like some of the things that they even built out on the island that we got to explore, there was like a little garden area where you could have tea with Jigglypuff, or like there was a little, like I said, there was like a little dance hall that in order to activate like the disco ball, you have to have little electric Pokemon that'll like power it up. So you find little Pichus or Pikachus or whatever. And there were like tons of Pokemon. I don't remember what the exact number was that was in the Pokedex, but there were definitely a lot of Pokemon that you could find around your islands to, explore and figure out stuff. And again, a lot of it's in the trailers, right? Like, nothing that I'm saying isn't stuff you've probably already seen in the trailers, but there were lots of other cool little Pokemon, and there were other Pokemon that we didn't run into that they specifically told us, like, if you find them, don't talk about them. And when we saw the list, we were like, oh my gosh, these are awesome. So I think when people discover these, that could also be really cool too. But again, I didn't even get the chance to run into them. So they were being protected for nothing, because literally I didn't even see them.
Did you get to see any of the new Pokemon?
I'm trying to think of what the newest Pokemon was.
Moslax and the that one.
Oh,
Pikachu.
yeah, Moss.
No, you mean like the ones that are exclusive to the game, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pikachu or no, we didn't run
Yeah.
into any of them. The only one was Professor Tangrowth, because again, he's like your tutorial in the beginning of the game, where he tells you like he's been in this abandoned island for years, you know, after all the humans went away, and so he's just been living here by himself, and he's hoping that with the help of Ditto, who looks like their old trainer, right, that you could try to hopefully bring humans back to this island, and then once again, people and Pokemon can live together again. But
Okay.
So the concept is really cute, and the Ditto customization I think is pretty good as well. There's
Yeah.
lots of different options like skin tones and hairstyles and backpacks and colors for the shirts, like, and then there's also an item. I don't know if this was talked about in any of the trailers as well. There's an item that's like a mirror that you can craft, and then once you've made the mirror, you can then freely change your look afterwards.
Oh,
So,
good.
like,
Cool.
say if you made a character and you don't like the way the character looks, you could always change that later on too.
Yeah.
Oh, good. And
Yeah, I did see somewhere there's like 300 Pokemon they're speculating, which is
That
more
would be
than
awesome. Yeah,
the
I mean,
ZA,
again, that's
like-
not even close to the amount that I saw. So it was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
there's clearly lots that I have left to explore and stuff. So yeah.
And then some more like info that we found out about it from these previews. The story, which this is, I think, the most controversial one, but I don't get it.
Okay.
20 to 40 hour storyline, but more to do after the credits. And people were saying, that's it? And I kind of go to New Horizons, didn't even have that much story. And people have been playing it
Yeah.
for thousands of hours.
I'm
so
like,
like
40 seems good for
That's like a
story
Pokemon
of
game.
a Pokemon game, yeah. Especially because again, I feel like the whole thing with this game is finding the Pokemon to then bring into your village, so then you could do everything. But again, each of these Pokemon, they're like tools. I mean, they literally give
Yep.
you abilities to make things, craft other items, create new trees or biomes or whatever. So I feel like the game is probably going to open up once you finish
yeah.
the story stuff. I feel like that's when you're actually going to get your playtime out of it, and like the kind of game that you expect this to be, I feel like is going to be after you've already done the story.
Yeah.
Which is again why I feel like I'm interested in that the people who played the previews were like, this is amazing, because I feel like again it didn't particularly demo well because we only saw 3 abilities. So unless you're basing it off of the trailers, it's like we didn't get a chance to really do much.
it's based off of the
Yeah.
vibes. They're like, this
Yeah,
is the
the vibes.
vibe, and it
Right,
just
right.
imagine more.
And that, I will say, the vibes are on point. Like, that is something they definitely nailed. Where even when we were sitting down and previewing the game, a lot of us were wondering, because they also had the Switch 2 edition of Animal Crossing there at that preview event, and it was upstairs. When we were hearing the music that was playing off the other TVs initially, a lot of us were like, are they blasting Animal Crossing music? I mean, it literally
Wow.
sounds like that is what they are going for. It is
Wow.
very much like, if you like the vibe of Animal Crossing and you like the look of Pokemon and you like games like Viva Pinata or like Dragon Quest Builders was, I think, another really good example.
Yeah.
This is going to be right up your alley. And I think it does merge all of those different type of gameplay experiences, but does it in a way where it feels simplified enough where even if you never really got super into any of them, you'll find something to enjoy in this one, which is, I think that's probably where the positivity of the previews came out, not the actual content that we demoed, but like, again, vibes of based on what we played, how we feel like the rest of the game is going to play like, which I completely agree with. Yeah.
for sure.
Do you think there will be shiny Pokemon, or is that
I
asking
hope
too
so.
much?
I tried asking them and they would not tell me.
Of course they would.
I asked them, they
So
would not tell me.
secretive.
Like,
I would hope that there would be.
There
right?
has
I think
to
that
be.
would
There has
awesome,
to be.
yeah.
I would hope there would be too.
I also imagine there's going to be people out there who's like, I only want shiny islands, and they're going to
Oh,
only
of
have like
course.
their shiny Pokemon on their island and create
Wow.
everything. So yeah.
Yeah. Do you think
This-
this could be like as big as Animal Crossing in a way, or do you think it has longevity?
Unless there's another global pandemic, I think it's probably
Yeah.
not going to be as big as Animal Crossing. I think.
But
I think
like
so
in terms
much
of longevity, I mean, like,
no,
do you
not
think?
even
See,
close. No.
No.
Oh, okay.
Not
Wow.
even remotely
When do you,
close.
how long do you think are people going to be interested in this? It's coming out March
think-
6th, 5th?
I think they'll be
Fifth,
interested in it as long as like people are normally interested in cozy games. But I do not think
That's
like,
not a
I think
long
if people-
time.
Right, but I feel like I think this has been a thing since
Well-
New Horizons, and I think this has been a whole conversation. I feel like New Horizons came out at a very specific time in the world where everybody was inside, had nothing to do, and built up their towns and visited with their friends and played Animal Crossing, and it scratched this itch to like be with people digitally that like isn't really as much of a thing anymore. So I feel like a lot of the charm of a lot of these other cozy games that they're trying to replicate, like the time of the peak of New Horizons, like you're never going to replicate it. Like I said, unless we have another global pandemic, it's just not going to be a thing.
Yeah.
With that being said, you're still going to get, like, I think, like hundreds of hours out of this if you are somebody who really likes these type of games. Like, I know I'll be playing this a ton, but I think the interesting thing and the question that I'm asking myself as a content creator is, like, how much is my audience going to want to play this? Is the question. Because I think content can be made out of it if you're like making guides for the characters, or like you're just having your friends over and you're making cute little collab streams of like visiting each other's islands. But I do wonder how long the novelty of that lasts for this in particular. Because again, I think there's a lot of people who are Pokemon fans who are just going to be excited to play a Pokemon game that is not an RPG. Right, to actually get to interact with these Pokemon and have these cute little experiences. But, like, once you've gotten the Pokemon's ability, right, you can have them follow you around and you could do little cute things. But I don't know really if, like, the depth is there for multiplayer stuff, like I said, as much as it is for single player. Because, again, you can help your friends, like, build up their islands and go visit them. But the actual aspect of, like, getting the crafting materials to make your own stuff, again, that's relegated to the person that's hosting the island. So I really think it depends on, like, if you've got an audience that's willing to, like, just come help you and hang out for, like, 6 hours as you're building out a project, you're building a dance hall or building a Pokemon Center or whatever, versus, just, like, playing by yourself and having a good time with it. And I feel like I'll test the waters a little bit and do some streams and just see how people feel. But I very much feel personally that this is going to be something I'm mostly going to want to play by myself, and I actually will probably not want to play with other people. Yeah.
Yeah. And also has the hurdle of, like, being exclusively on the Switch too. So it's not as accessible.
Yeah.
I know we'll get to that a little bit after. Another sort of controversial thing, or like mixed opinions on it, at least, I don't know if you experienced this, but they revealed that the time will be like real time, like it'll be synced like Animal Crossing. So, So no matter when you're playing it, it'll be 140 right now.
That's cute. I actually like that. Wait, that's controversial? People don't like that?
Well, people are saying, so I'll only get to play this at night then, because like they work or whatever.
The same people complaining are the same ones who were time traveling during New Horizons. Shut
Yeah,
up. Like,
it's me.
It's literally the same
complained
thing.
because I was like, wait, I can't do 100 days in POKOPIA. That's like my whole thing. Fine.
Well, just change the time on your Switch. You're chilling.
I will.
Yeah.
And I will.
Yeah. That's fine. Yeah.
It should be fine.
Yeah, you're totally fine. I feel like I think that aspect of it didn't really come into play when I was like playing the game. I don't think there might be certain Pokemon, again, I don't know because it was a limited demo experience. There might be certain Pokemon that are relegated to like only showing up at nighttime.
That'd be cool.
I'm imagining like a Murkrow or like an Umbreon or something versus like daytime, maybe getting like an Espeon or like what's something else that's like a daytime kind of Pokemon. Like I didn't run any of these. I'm just guessing like what these a Sunkern or a Sunflora or something like that. You know,
like a Combi or something.
Right. Like I do wonder if maybe there are time specific Pokemon. But again, if that's the case, if there's a Pokemon you really want, just change the time on your Switch. It's not a big deal.
So
the
demo that you played, was it always just sunny? Because I know that there's also rain and obviously nighttime and.
I really don't even remember. Again, it was like very bare bones. It was the kind of thing where we just played the tutorial of the game, got through, started building up a little bit of our island, and we were done. And then once we were in the multiplayer, I don't believe there were any other weather conditions. I remember it being pretty sunny and like flying around and like I said, seeing the little garden area and fishing for Magikarps and things like that. But no, for the most part, I feel like the depth of like the weather and the nighttime stuff, that wasn't something we got to explore really at all. At least in my demo experience. Again, I don't know what it was like in, other countries. Like I know you guys mentioned Eurogamer, that they got to play for a long time or something. Maybe they had an extended demo session. But for those of us that were at the New York event, like I said, this was like one segment of a much greater event of like playing a bunch of other games, you know. And it was a giant dedicated portion. It was clear that like the whole floor being dedicated to Pokopia and like inviting a lot of us that are cozy game people and who like Pokemon, like they did definitely have an idea in mind of like what they wanted us to focus on for this. But again, it was one chunk of an overall greater like demo experience. Yeah.
Yeah. I know one of the things, especially for like our kind of community where it's like not super, you know, diehard Nintendo fans, but like a lot of Animal Crossing fans.
Sure.
People that haven't made the, no pun intended, but switch to Switch 2. They haven't upgraded yet. This is, I think, the first game that's kind of making this community be like, should I? And like, I'm always on board with, I think it's worth it. And like it makes your existing Switch games a lot better. You know, they perform better. Do you think this is a big enough reason to upgrade? I mean, with everything else.
I mean, I thought it was a big enough reason to upgrade when Donkey Kong came out. Genuinely. Like, I know Donkey Kong doesn't appeal to, like, a lot of cozy game people necessarily, but, like, Donkey Kong was so good, and that came out, like, it blew my expectations out of the water without spoilers.
So
if
good.
People haven't beaten it yet. It was like, I really was blown away by how good that game was. And I feel like, I don't know, there's this section of Nintendo fans, which you might not necessarily experience as much if y'all are more like just general cozy game of like playing on Steam Decks and Switches and PlayStation. But like among Nintendo fans specifically, I'm seeing so many of them who are like, yeah, but there's no 3D Mario yet, so I don't want a Switch 2. And it's like the benefit of Switch 2 to me was never like just the next mainline Mario. It's like the fact that all of these games that I really enjoy playing on Switch run better and are better on Switch too. Like I think Animal Crossing in particular has been awesome. You know, where like they added that free update where you can do like the multi-crafting and you've got the hotel and you've got all this other stuff. Like I am somebody who again has spent like 400, 500 hours in that original version of Animal Crossing who's already put another 100 hours into it since this Switch 2 edition has come out. It really has like enhanced my experience of the game. I'm now making like a full outdoor Nintendo museum area with all the cute little items. Like I'm collecting all this stuff in the hotel. Like I'm really thoroughly enjoying my time with it. And obviously like a lot of that stuff you could still experience on Switch because it was part of the free update. But for like $5 you get the full Switch 2 edition that's like 4K visuals and it runs better when you're loading in multiplayer and you have like 12 people that can come to your island. So like that aspect of it I felt was like totally worth it as somebody who's an Animal Crossing fan. But I also feel like going back to what I was mentioning earlier with these Nintendo fans who like only want to play Nintendo games, I feel like there have been so many third-party games that have been like significantly enhanced by Switch 2 that like run so much better on Switch 2 that people aren't even like really discussing. And so I feel like again the benefit of Switch 2 for me has never been like having that one killer app. The killer app is going to help you get over the hurdle of like I have to buy a whole new system. But I think the thing that's like the reason to buy a Switch 2 now is the fact that it makes all your other games pretty much like run better. You know, and then it's got more storage on it and like it's, you know, future proofed. Also, we don't know what's going to be happening this year. I feel like there's a lot of discussion of potentially like a price hike going on with like the memory stuff with PlayStation, that they're going to be lasting longer with their generations. Switch 2 might end up getting a price hike at some point this year. So I feel like if you're debating it, I feel like it's probably better to bite the bullet now and get it if there's a game you're interested in than like waiting, ending up getting a price hike for the system and being like, why didn't I buy it when Pokopia came out? Now I'm spending another $50 on this thing that I was debating getting before. So
yeah. There's so many like, especially third-party games, like you were saying, like whatever games had like uncapped frame rates on Switch 1 are now
Huge
60.
difference.
Like
it's have y'all played the Stardew Valley Switch 2 edition yet? And seen like
I haven't.
that? It's awesome. It's
the mouse
really,
controls
really good.
and
yes. Like having mouse controls built in with the Joy-Con 2s is such a game changer that like for that game in particular, especially if you played a lot on PC, it's just cool to like be on your couch and like use mouse mode on your knee while you got your dog sitting there and your little tea, you got your nice little blanket. It's a good vibe, you know? So I feel like there's a lot of stuff like that people aren't really taking into consideration when it comes to Switch 2. But no, going back to your initial question of like, is Pokopia the big reason to get it? I think if you like cozy games and you like Pokemon at all, like, yes, I think it is. And as we move further into this year, it's like we're going to get the next generation of Pokemon this year. Fire Emblem's coming. So for the girlies that like their dating sims, it's like you're going to get your dating sim itch with your strategy gameplay with Fire Emblem. Like, there's going to be stuff for you, this year where it's probably, like I said, worth it to get it now before a price hike potentially happens than worrying about it later on. Yeah.
And I want to say, like, probably Rhythm Heaven and Tomodachi Life are, like, going to be the final Switch 1 games from Nintendo, anyway.
And those, I think, will also probably run better on Switch 2. Because, again, they're naturally... They haven't announced, like, any Switch 1 to Switch 2 upgrades for those yet. And I don't believe either of those games have dedicated Switch 2 editions. But, like, I think already, just based on gameplay of, like, other Switch games, playing them on Switch 2, just they'll naturally run better on Switch 2. Tomodachi Life is another interesting one, too, and I think this goes back to, I believe it was Payton who mentioned the idea of, like, how long this game is going to last, POKOPIA in particular. I think it depends on how much people dive into Tomodachi Life, because these are very, very similar games in terms of, like, crafting your island and being cozy games specifically dedicated to, like, Nintendo fans, that I could easily see a world in which people, like, really get hardcore into POKOPIA for all of March, and the second April hits and Tomodachi Life comes around,
They just drop it.
They just
hard
leave
dropping
it.
POKOPIA.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And
Because
I think
Tomodachi
there's,
Life
like,
has that interaction and, like...
Yes.
I mean, POKOPIA does too, because you're a Pokemon talking with other Pokemon. Can you say anything about that dialogue? Was it pretty straightforward?
It was like the most bare bones. I'm Charmander. I can spark the fire. It's like, okay, buddy, that's cool. You know, it wasn't like Charmander was walking around and being like, "Hey, buddy, nice scorching day today, right? Let's go down to the." There was no like cute Animal Crossing-esque dialogue in it. It was very much like, I am this Pokemon that can do this thing. Oh, thank you so much for making my favorite biome. This is so cool. I love being with my friends. It's very bare bones from what I played. Yeah.
It's for the decorators, pretty much.
Right.
I forget if you mentioned this, but did you say how big the island is, or does it expand over time, or like what do you know about that?
So the island seemed pretty massive. Like the one that they had crafted, that was the one that like we could demo and explore in, I think is the size of all the other standard islands that you're going to have. In that one island alone, there were like 3 major islands that they built that were all very different from each other, that all had different things going on. And I'm assuming that once you're really getting into building your island, like you could make pretty much your own little country of a bunch of different Pokemon in this. Wow. I mean, it's like it felt very vast. It felt like if you were going out of your way to like decorate everything and make your own little islands and make everything look good, it's going to take you a really, really long time. Like, you know how with the decorators in New Horizons, a lot of the time people will decorate something really, really nicely, and then to make like a horizon in the background, they'll just like create water for 1/3 of their island, and then have like the stuff in the back, and it's kind of a nice way of being like, my island looks really varied, but I don't have the time to build everything else out. I feel like that's going to happen a lot with this, where like people are making their islands and building things, and like, I don't know if I have the time to really cultivate other stuff, so let's just put water over here, or like let's So I think there's going to be a lot of that. But no, it was very vast. Like, I feel like you can easily get lost and spend a lot of time on your islands decorating everything and, getting all the Pokemon on your island that you want. So, yeah.
Awesome. Did you get to experience anything like with verticality? Like, I know Minecraft, you can literally just dig down.
Yeah, there was one area in particular where it was like you were digging through these caverns, essentially, that was on one of the little islands that they had built out for us, essentially. But there was like a town, and then there was a cavern inside the town that actually felt very like Stardew or Harvest Moon, where you're like crafting and digging through the ground with, I think it was the drill burr ability. He's the one that like the rototiller or whatever. If it's not drill burr or whatever, you'll play the game in a month. You'll know what I'm talking about. But like, you're able to basically dig through the walls, and then you can move your way up. And then at the very top of where this cavern was, they had built out like a little bell tower thing with like this little garden. And so it was really nice. And it does seem like, you can, depending on like, what your island layout is going to be, it does seem like you could build out things vertically and, have really cool little islands where you have little peaks and mountains and, special little areas to go visit. So, yeah. Now, I didn't build any of that myself. Again, obviously that was something that they made for us, but it was definitely there, and so we were able to explore it.
That's
I was
cool.
going to ask about that because there was a part of the demo where they did, like you said, like build up like a very like far into the future because the game takes a while. They're not just going to like show you early game stuff.
Right.
We want to know about the items, man, because like Animal Crossing, the designing, some cozy games have come out with great designing, but there's only a few items. So like based on what you saw, was there a lot of variety? And
I mean, again, it was like a very early portion of the game.
Yeah.
I feel like in the early portion of the game, it was literally like a mirror, a stool, a punching bag, you know. But as we were getting deeper into it and like the pre-made one, which I'm assuming is probably after that island is like beaten the story, right? So like after you've done the 20 to 40 hour thing where you've unlocked a lot of stuff, that seemed a lot more varied. There were like different types of benches. Like I said, there was a garden little area with lots of things you can cultivate. The biomes were very diverse as well, like the different trees that you could make versus the different little patches of grass, the different types of flowers. Like I think the variety is definitely there in terms of decoration. If you're looking to like make themed islands or have like a variety of different little areas in your towns, I think that won't be a problem at all. I think people are going to find a lot of fun with that.
Dude, Min is going to have an all pink Pokemon island and it's going to be crazy.
That'll be
That
awesome.
would be amazing.
I love it.
Yeah, have your Jigglypuffs and your Igglybuffs or whatever all the big Pokemon.
No,
are.
but like you said, Roger, like this is for me because I don't really like the main games of Pokemon. I don't really like doing the turn-based, and sometimes it feels so long, and like but I do like how they look, and I just want to play with the cute little Pokemon. So this is like really a smart idea, I think, on Nintendo's part.
You are exactly who they are targeting with this, I think. Like, that is exactly the type of person they want. Because they know the Pokemon people are going to buy it. They know the Nintendo fanboys are going to buy it. But I think they want the people who, again, like the aesthetic of Pokemon, but don't like the gameplay, but love the gameplay of cozy games. And that is a huge market right now. I think, like, the one prediction I will make in terms of, like, sales, I think this is going to blow a lot of games out of the water. I think this is going to be, like, a top selling game on Switch 2. Like if you look at some of the sales already for the Nintendo financials over the course of the last like 8 months, right? You've got Switch 2 being the fastest selling video game system of all time. Switch has now overtaken the DS as like the best selling Nintendo system of all time. And you look at even like some of the sales numbers for Pokemon Legends ZA, right? Which is like a main game, but the Legends games are even more niche compared to like the main generations. And that's already sold, I think it was like 13 million or 14 million, which is crazy when the system has only sold like 18 million units. So like you add to that, right? Like you've got Mario Kart that's already sold like 14 million something as well. You've got like Kirby only charted for like 3 weeks and already sold like 1 million in Japan alone. So like again, there's a lot of big stuff that I think you're going to see coming out of POKOPIA where like I could see this trend of POKOPIA selling people onto the system and then people just like looking for other games on their Switch 2 and being like, oh, what's this cute Kirby racing game? I'm going to want to try that. And like Kirby Air Rider's getting a sale bump or like even, you know, setting the motion in place for the next major generation of Pokemon where people who then play POKOPIA who didn't initially like some of those earlier Pokemon games, potentially then being willing to give the next generation of Pokemon a try because they've enjoyed POKOPIA. And with the 30th anniversary and the big push that they're making for, you know, all these new games and the celebration of the franchise as a whole, I think that's very much like their intention with this, is getting new people into the franchise and then hooking them before that next generation drops. Yeah.
I think we're getting onto speculative territory, so this isn't like Roger doesn't know this, but
No.
I wanted to ask about updates because Pokemon is actually pretty good about updating their games. Like whenever they have Pokemon Presents, like literally every single game gets updated. What's that game? The 4v4 basketball?
Pokemon Unite.
Love Unite.
Yeah.
I don't know why I didn't know. But yeah, they even update like Unite a bunch. So in terms of this game, what do you think? Just adding new Pokemon? Could they add in events or like what do you think with this one?
I honestly don't know. If we're like speculating, I actually don't think this is going to be something they're going to be like actively updating. I could maybe see a world in which they do DLC or something, but it seems like there's enough content in this based even off of like what I've played and them saying it's like 40 hours and knowing all the different like decorations that are in there in the Pokemon. I don't know necessarily. I think they'd be leaving money on the table if they didn't do DLC, but I don't necessarily think they will like update this for years and years and years. I think maybe we'll get like one DLC pack or something like later on down the line if they want to, reinvigorate some life into it, or maybe like once the next generation of Pokemon comes out, that might be a good way to cross promote of like
bring in the new starters.
Right, something like that. I could definitely see them doing something like that, but I don't think this is going to live as a platform the same way like their free-to-play games do, like your Pokemon Unites or your TCG Pockets or things like that. I think this is very much like, which is a good thing in my opinion, this is very much like a built-made game that you can enjoy and experience. You don't have to like go do a bunch of other stuff or like wait for updates for. I think it's very much like made for the purpose of being able to enjoy, hundreds of hours of gameplay in it already without having to like wait for new content. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you guys have any other questions?
I do. Okay, but I don't know that much about it, so I'm sorry that this is stupid. So I know some people. Okay, listen.
Nothing stupid. You're good.
I'm the least Nintendo girl on the panel. I know people have taken issue with this being like not being a card. What is the problem?
Oh, the key card.
What
key card thing.
What are your thoughts on that? Because I know someone will comment, well, I like the game, but I don't want to get it because it's not an actual thing.
Then don't buy it, is what I should tell
him.
Don't buy it.
Tell him.
Literally, I think that is the silliest thing. I understand. I think there's a very valid criticism with the game key cards and like the prices of the games. I don't think like I would never say like that is stupid for you to like not want it. But like if that's something that's truly a thing holding you back, that you want a physical version and you just don't want to have it digital, like then just don't buy it. Mm-hmm. Like I think that's the thing with Pokemon fans in general, is you see this time and time again. You'll see this like with Sword and Shield, where they complained about the Pokédex when that came out on Switch. You saw this with Scarlet and Violet with like the gameplay issues, right? That there was like all the different weird frame drops that happened with the original version of that game. You see that with ZA, right? Where people were complaining about like the PNG windows on the buildings. And guess what? People still bought those games and bought them in
like
droves.
Crazy.
And they were best-selling games. So it's like, put your money where your mouth is. I think a lot of these people who complain are like still buying the games anyway and then complaining about it. Yeah. It's like, if you don't want the game on a game key card, then don't buy the game. That's
like, are you really gonna skip it? Like, it's not something they're gonna go back on either. I don't think they're gonna.
And again, this is one of those few games where I feel like, and again, I can't speak to everybody, but I know with Animal Crossing, with Smash Brothers, with like Suika game, there's certain games I like having on my Switch at all times. I don't want to put the cartridge in and out. I like having it so that I could just click whenever I'm traveling or on the go or whatever and just open up the game. This very much feels like that type of game, POKOPIA is something you're going to want to be spending a lot of time in and building things out in. So I kind of would always want it on my Switch anyway. So I don't know. I feel like the idea of like swapping in and out a card just seems like pointless to me. I'd rather just have it downloaded on my Switch,
Yeah.
I'm like that too. I always just have digital games, but I know that with this game, that's been something that I've been hearing people talk about, and
yeah, for sure.
But you think in the end, people are gonna probably buy it.
I know in the
anyway.
end,
They're
people
just
are gonna buy it anyway. That's not even.
Yeah.
I think your average consumer, the person that's not like a content creator online, or like the people even like leaving comments on YouTube, right? I think your average consumer does not know or care about the difference between a physical card and a game key card. Yeah. They're just like, I'm buying this game in stores. I'm going to play this game. Oh, I have to download it. All right, fine. And that's it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't.
Which you
really
have to do with
thinking about it more.
You have to do with most games anyway. Like, even a
right.
game that is on the cartridge is not really preserved after the first update. So
no. Yeah, there's so many games that have like giant downloads afterwards that you have, or like DLC. That's separate, that obviously the DLC, unless they create a special version of the game that has the DLC on the cartridge, that's still something that's downloaded too, so.
Yeah, and I'm okay with my game just being digital. Like, it's just easier for me at this point. Like, I don't care. But I understand that some people get fed up about that.
I think the worry for people was like, Pokemon isn't directly Nintendo, but it's like Nintendo adjacent. So like, is Nintendo going to start doing this? And I don't know. I mean, if they do, they do. But like, I don't see that.
If they do, they do as well. But I don't think that's going to be the case either. I think like
they've been good at
Nintendo,
preserving.
Yeah. Also, like, I don't think we're going to be in a world where like the next mainline. I mean, we're going to find out in a week and a half, I guess, when Pokemon Presents drops for Pokemon Day. But like, I also don't think we're in a world in which the next mainline generation of Pokemon is going to be on a game key card. I think that's going to be something that's like on the cartridge as well. But we'll see. Only time will tell. But again, yeah, this is a third-party developed game and not a first-party developed game. And I think that's kind of the differentiator here. So,
Yeah.
Well,
that all sounds exciting. Like, I'm even more excited about it.
My
I think
hype
it's gonna
level
be good.
is like times 20. I'm like, I was already so excited, but now I'm like, oh, this is going to be like a really big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, I'm happy because, again, when we started this, I was worried when people were saying, like, oh, the previews are really positive, and I was mentioning, like, again, my time with the demo, I feel like I really didn't get a chance to experience things. But as we're talking through it and, like, the vibes of the game and my general overall thoughts as I was playing it, they were ultimately very positive. So I do think, like, people are very much going to enjoy this game, and I do think if you are a cozy gamer looking for, like, a Switch 2 dedicated reason to buy the new system, I do think this is going to be the game. And then again, while you're already there, get that, Switch 2 $5 upgrade or whatever for Animal Crossing. Dive into re-downloading some of your games that were on your Switch that run better and have, like, free Switch 2 enhancements, right? Like, there's so many games that have free Switch 2 upgrades that you could just download right away and be able to play on your Switch 2. So, yeah.
A lot of them aren't even marketed either. They're just
a lot of them
better.
aren't. No, I mean, they just shadow dropped the one from Metal Gear the other day. They were like, they announced the new Metal Gear Solid collection, and they were like, oh yeah, now all these games run 60 FPS on Switch 2.
Yep.
And it's like, I didn't know that was even going to be a thing. So this is awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of like games that have already been out, like check the eShop because like Stardew is a free upgrade. You just download it. So a lot of games just have free ones. So
which is awesome. Yeah, Stardew, and it's not even that it's just like a free Switch 1 to Switch 2 upgrade. It's a full Nintendo Switch 2 edition that is free if you own Stardew Valley on Switch, which is great. Yeah.
Yep. Sweet. Any other questions?
Anything we forgot to cover, Roger, that you wanted to say about
I'm trying
it?
to think. I feel like for the most part, we pretty much hit everything. I think people are really going to enjoy it. And I think if you're, again, a cozy gamer that's always wanted to get into Pokemon, I think this is definitely going to be the game for you. Only other thing I would say, is I didn't even consider before talking to you three about the idea of like DLC in the future. And if they would actually add more content to this. Because, again, it seems like there was a vast amount of content already. But as we were talking about it, and I thought about that thing with like, oh yeah, they probably are going to add new Pokemon for whatever the new generation is as like another DLC thing later down the line.
I think the starters would be like a slam dunk.
That's just, it's an easy slam dunk. Whether or not that's paid DLC, I think is up in the air. That's something that, is a whole debate. But no, again, I think this is going to sell very, very well. I think the only big question is like time will tell if people stick with this after Tomodachi drops. Because I'm still kind of confused that they're dropping this in March and then Tomodachi in April, and they didn't kind of separate those out a little bit more, because these are very much the same audience. The people who are going to play these games are going to play both of these games. So
Yeah.
For sure. Well, thank you so much for joining us and talking about Pokopia. That launches next month.
Yeah,
Do you
thanks
have
for having me. This is a blast.
video on it or anything that you want to plug?
I actually did. Yeah, I did a Pokemon Presents prediction video last week. Which was talking about all the things that I think we're going to see during that Pokemon Presents. Because in general, I think if you're somebody who, again, just like Min was saying, like, I don't really like the mainline RPGs, but I like the aesthetic of Pokemon, I think this is going to be a really good Presents for you. Because there's a lot of big things I know they're planning for the 30th anniversary, and that I think we could potentially see here. Whether it's, like, new films or Netflix shows or, like, theme parks. A weird thing that not a lot of people are talking about right now is that Universal quietly announced that Pokemon is coming as a permanent fixture in Universal Studios Japan. And they just opened Poke Park Kanto, which is
I saw that.
But that's not really a theme park. That's like a park with statues where like you take photos with Pokemon. It's cute, like aesthetically it's very cute, but it's not like an actual theme park. This Universal announcement is like an actual theme park. And
that's cool.
There have been rumors for a long time that something is going to replace that Simpsons area in Universal now that, Disney owns the rights to Fox and Simpsons isn't as big of a franchise anymore. And it does seem like the stars are kind of aligning with this Pokemon thing coming up and with Nintendo World already being there in the Universal parks.
So great.
That, like, Pokemon could potentially fit nicely in that slot, and they could replicate a lot of those buildings. You could easily like convert Moe's Tavern into like a Pokemon Center or something, and have the dark ride that's already there with Simpsons be some type of dark ride for Pokemon. So time will tell, but I do think there's going to be a lot of really exciting announcements during the Pokemon Presents. So
do we get the classic games? Do we get some classic games?
Okay, hot take. I've seen people talking about the Fire Red Leaf Green rumor.
Yeah.
That's like going to get re-released as a $30 thing. I think that is a waste if they end up doing that. Because I would love the option to have like permanently purchased versions of these games, but there's already a better version of Gen 1 that you could play right now on Switch, and that's Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu.
Let's Go, yeah.
So why would you play Fire Red Leaf Green? Like, other for vibes, for vibes maybe. But I think like Gen 1, I could see them maybe releasing on Game Boy NSO, like the original generation for the 30th anniversary. But I think people who are expecting like Gen 1, 2, and 3 to all get thrown on there, I keep dreaming, buddy. I don't think that's happening. They already announced Pokemon Coliseum and Pokemon XD are coming to GameCube. Like those are already, they've been announced. So
bangers.
Maybe shadow drop those. But in terms of like some of the older games, I don't necessarily think we're going to see them. As cool as it would be just to have a re-release, I know some people would be happy to have Fire Red and Leaf Green, but
you think we get any like POKOPIA info? I mean, it's close to launch.
Yeah. You think there's not going to be?
Trailer. Yeah, there has to be.
I'm just asking, like a new trailer or like some new info. Or...
I think there's going to be like a dedicated like 5 to 10 minute segment just on POKOPIA. I mean, this is a huge spinoff for them. This is something they're clearly marketing a lot. Like they're really pushing this as like the next big game. I think it would be silly for them to not have a giant segment dedicated to this. So I would fully expect new gameplay, new Pokemon. Maybe even some of the new like you mentioned, Moslack. Or whatever, like there's like Moslack, Smeargle, whatever. I could see a lot of stuff like that ends up getting shown off in this too. So, yeah, sweet. I think if you're looking for POKOPIA news, that's definitely going to be happening next week.
Okay, so we are waking up then. We'll have to mark our calendars.
Oh, you
gotta wake up.
I might wake up just to watch Pat.
I know, I'll probably just watch Pat, but I'll wake up. Well, I'll be watching you now too, because I want to see all the reactions. Let's go.
I will absolutely be reacting. Yeah, like when do they normally do them? Like 5 a.m., 6 a.m.
Something cuckoo your time.
I want to hear
your time is going to be normal.
I'm complaining about waking up. You got to wake up so early.
Right. You're like, I got to get up at 8 a.m. I'm like, I get up at 5, buddy.
Yeah, but you said you're known for your reactions, so I'm curious
I probably will
now.
pop off, especially with like. We're almost guaranteed to see the next big Pokemon generation during this. I don't think it's almost. I mean, it's a guarantee. We're going to. It's the 30th anniversary. So I think, just for that alone, I am so excited because my assumption is not only the starters, but, what the game is going to look like on Switch 2, right? Because I think that's still a debate right now among people, where there's some people who think it's still going to be a Switch game. I don't think so. I think this is fully...
No,
I think the next generation is fully made for and will exclusively release on Switch 2, which goes back to that conversation we had earlier of, if you've been waiting, maybe don't wait, because there might be a price hike depending on those memory shortages. Maybe get it alongside POKOPIA so that if you want to get Gen 10 later in the year, you don't have to spend an extra $50 or whatever if a price hike does end up happening. So,
yeah, Nintendo's not going to be as nice going forward. It's going to be exclusive stuff. So.
Yeah, definitely. And there's still smaller things, like again, your Tomodachi Lives, your Rhythm Heavens. They'll still be there. There'll be stuff for you on Switch, or Pokemon Champions, which is that battle simulator. That's already been announced for Switch, so that will be there too. But for the most part, the big mainline stuff, your POKOPIAs and your Gen 10s are going to be Switch 2 exclusive. Yeah.
Exciting stuff.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
Thank you again, Roger, for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This was a pleasure. Great way to start my day. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you
Go check out Roger if you haven't. Sure.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
And we'll be back with even more. All right.
Right on. All right. Thanks, you guys.
We want to hear from you. Yes, that's right, you. The person listening while taking your hot girl walk at 5 a.m. Or you, the one who's driving in the car, commuting to a job you probably don't really like. Or you, the person who's sitting down, cozy, playing their favorite game. We want to hear from you. Send us an email to slowburncast@gmail.com and give us your questions. Or, some of you like to write novels. You can write us a nice little paragraph, too, of your cozy gaming hot takes. But mainly, if you have questions you want to hear addressed on the Slow Burn podcast by the three of us, you gotta send us an email. Once again, email us, slowburncast@gmail.com, to get your question read on the show.
It's that time again where we read your emails.
Welcome back to Min's Mail Time.
Welcome back. Wow. Yes. So we have a couple emails today. First off is an email from Cozy Ari Games, and it says, "Hey, there was some research in the trend of video games and the term cozy being a buzzword, and it's absolutely shocking. There's a 100% increase in 5 years." And they linked the article that they got it from. They also linked a screenshot about how, the numbers and all of that stuff. And they're just saying they thought this was fascinating. So we wanted to take a look at this and just kind of give our reaction. And it says
It's
here
1,000% increase.
Is what they said.
Shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The email. So there's a screenshot here that says, "Finally, a quick whistle-stop tour through some of the keywords with the highest multiplayer percent of mentions from 2022 versus 2025. You'll see big rises for cozy, 700%, idle and clicker, 500 and 300%, roguelikes, horror, blah, blah, blah. But what we care about is the cozy. And it has gone up over 1,000%, 1,050% since 2020 to 2025, which is wild. A lot of this article, it seems like it was looking at the tags that people put on their Steam games. So knowing that there's a huge increase in this, which we already know, but just to see the number, what are you guys' reactions to that?
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, some of the cozy is 1,000, idle is 500, which I thought it'd even be more, just because of how those are popping off. And then the other two, craft and builds, are on the rise too. I mean, yeah, there's a reason why on Spotify or wherever you're listening to this, it says Slow Burn, a cozy game podcast, because the search is it's a buzzword. I actually fun fact, I don't even like the word cozy. I think it's a little creepy and I don't like it.
Oh.
Okay, so thanks a lot. Every time you call us a cozy queen, I'm going to be offended now. But whatever.
Okay, that sounded bad. I don't really, some people have the trigger word of moist.
So you hate cozy.
Cozy is moist for
It's
you?
not it's not that far, but
You're
I don't
yourself
like
a
it.
hole.
I don't like it.
I don't.
In the grand scheme of things, I don't use it.
You don't use it? You don't use cozy at all?
When it comes to games, I do, because it's a buzzword.
So
Just
wait.
leak.
No,
People
sir,
use leak
sir,
for
I have
info.
definitely heard you describe I'm gonna play the game on my TV, on my couch, all cozy. I've definitely
also
heard you say
him
those words.
go, "Oh, so cozy," when we react
I don't
to stuff.
like it. I don't like cozy, but it's a buzzword. I don't like cozy. Sue me.
I don't believe you,
Say
but
you're
I will be
fake.
suing you. But
I'm
I don't
fake.
believe you.
Anyway. Yeah,
Jesus.
I'm not surprised because I remember when I started pivoting from Animal Crossing content to No, I'm good. Thank you though. My boyfriend asked me if I want my food that was just delivered. Not at the current moment, but when we're done with the show, maybe. We are not done with the show.
All right.
I'm good. Thank you so much. Anyway,
Keep that in. Keep that in.
It's President's Day on the day we're recording, so my boyfriend is home from work today. Anywho, so yeah, when I made the pivot from Animal Crossing only content to cozy gaming content, I didn't even know what to call it at first until I saw other people calling these games that. Because I tried calling it like casual games, tons of other stuff, but like nothing really stuck. Like the word cozy. I mean, even like my YouTube recommended tags, it was like, do you mean girly Nintendo Switch games? And I was like, no, I don't mean girly Nintendo Switch games. So I'm not surprised that like we've adopted a term. I think cozy, you know, even though we're a cozy game podcast, I do think it is the term is overused, and also not everything that we say is cozy to everybody. So that like is a point of like debate between people, but I'm not surprised because now like games have like caught on that we're calling it cozy, and they're like, yes, let me put that in the title of our game.
Cozy Caravan.
Yeah.
All right, that was kind of one of the first. I feel like there's ones that are a better example of like being a huge buzzword where it's like, this isn't even, like, what? Like, I don't know. And a lot of games put this, I think a lot of games in this percentage are just putting cozy in the tag because they just want anyone to come across it and think, oh, maybe this will come across. You know what I mean? Like when people back on in the day on Instagram, when you were trying to be a famous Instagrammer and you put like 50 hashtags.
Were you trying to be a famous Instagrammer, man?
Yeah, I was. But I feel like that's what they're doing, you know?
You know what's crazy? You type in cozy on Steam. There's so many games with cozy in the title.
Of course.
Are you serious?
There's literally
what
just
talking
about? No, but I'm just like I don't know. Wait, weren't we talking about keywords?
Just teasing you. Yeah,
I'm gonna just stop talking for the rest of the episode. Thank you so much, Burnies Patrick, again, and I will see you next week. We'll try this again.
Jesus.
There's a game called Cozy Holes, Cozy Merge,
Oh,
Cozy Holiday,
Cozy
I
Life
don't like
Sim.
cozy holes.
Let's see. Cozy Holes
Cozy
is a relaxing.
Holes.
Listen, is a relaxing digging adventure with no enemies, no pressure, and a story-rich world to explore.
That's an unfortunate name.
Cozy Little Aquarium.
Cozy Corner.
Cozy Crunch.
They're coming for my brand with my unoriginal username.
And then it starts deviating to like what we do with our podcast, like so and so, a cozy game,
Like Sugar Dew Island, like your cozy farm shop, whatever the hell it is.
Dude, Sugar Dew is still releasing these $1.99 DLC outfits.
Good for them.
All right, we gotta go to the next email. I'm about to rip them open again. All right.
Whoa. Yeah.
Cool.
Let's go to that next email.
Great.
From Cozy. No, just kidding. It's not funny. It says, "Hi guys. Don't know if it's just me, but I feel like lately I'm seeing a lot of Steam game reviews get more and more negative. Games that were overwhelmingly positive are just positive, and positive games are now mixed. Now, while I'm sure that a lot of that has to do with more people playing and possibly finding bugs, issues with storyline or the mechanics, etc., I feel like some reviews are just ridiculous. I saw one for Cinnabunny that just said bunny. That said, if Steam had
That's a good way to describe it.
If Steam had a standard review form for any game in or out of the cozy game genre, what are some standard universal criteria that you think could be used? How much weight do you give to Steam reviews when deciding whether to buy a game or not? Thanks, and thank you for making my work weeks bearable with the pod and your individual streams. Signed, Jasmine."
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thoughts? Reactions? Answers?
I don't like the Steam review thing. I don't like it. Like, and I don't even like take much weight into it unless like a game is like overwhelmingly negative, and then I will do some research. I think that if we're talking about like a new review system, I think there probably should be like 5 different categories, each with a score out of 10 that a player gives. I also think that you should only get to review the game if you put a certain amount of time in.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so too.
We should not
That's
be making
crazy to me.
reviews 10 minutes, like 10 minutes
Yeah.
into it. It's just stupid.
I've seen people put reviews up that are like 0.4 hours or something, and I'm like, how are you allowed to review it? I
guess
you need a certain amount of time.
I guess if it's like I couldn't open the game is so broken I can't open it.
Yeah.
But you know,
That's
but I don't really even look. I mean, I feel like if I'll look at like what it says, like is it positive? Is it overwhelmingly positive? Is the game mixed? Is it negative? And then if it's mixed, I'll be like, oh, why? But otherwise, I feel like I don't pay any attention to it at all because I know that sometimes the review will just be like, we read crazy ones for Disney Dreamlight Valley one time that was like, why can't I get it on with Goofy? And it's like, okay, well, this is not helping everybody, is it? So I don't
when
really
I
know.
wrote that, I was in my feels. Like, Jesus.
Jeez. Yeah, so it doesn't make a big difference to me, but I don't know. Yeah, I think I'll maybe just like skim them, you know, like, and then I just like won't even read the ones that are just a sentence. I'll read like someone who has played like 80 hours. You guys are just giggling. Oh my goodness.
Min is gone. We lost her.
I'm trying so hard to keep it together.
No, it's okay. Yeah. That's not, I don't really pay too much attention to them, I feel like.
Like
I
think,
also never write them.
I think reviewing games should like unlock after an hour. What are we doing here? You know, what would you guys do for like a score though? Because like Metacritic has like a user, or there's like two scores. There's like a review score, but then there's like a user review score. Maybe something like that should exist.
Oh, like a Rotten Tomatoes type of thing?
Yeah.
I would love that. That's kind of cool.
I think that a lot of people do need a little more guidance when putting out a review. You know, maybe if they didn't play enough hours, if they try to do a review, there could be like a pop-up that said, you need to have this many hours to give a review unless it's unplayable. If it is unplayable, click it. I don't know, but I guess that could still be a problem. But I don't know. I'm just thinking of ideas out loud, and I feel like, just having some sort of little, I think even like more of a star system rather than a thumbs up, thumbs down. You only have two options. Sometimes I want to give it like middle ground, 3 stars, but I have to just choose not recommended or recommended. And then what they do is they like categorize it by the percentage of people and all of that. But for myself, like Steam reviews, I will look at it. If it's mixed or mostly negative, I probably am skipping that. Unless we're playing it for our side quests.
Because there's a lot of bullcrap reviews. Like I'm on Metacritic right now. Mario Tennis Fever, which just came out, I'm loving. I think it's great, but it's definitely overpriced.
Where is I haven't seen a stream of you playing tennis. Where the hell is that?
Well, I ordered the physical on Amazon, and it didn't come to my house till like 6 p.m. that day. And I was just
was too late for tennis?
Listen.
That's not
anyway,
tennis
he's playing it on his TV with his Joy-Cons and
my
with
4K
his 4K
display.
monitor.
Actually, you know what? We're gonna do
Make sure
something.
you use the little wrist strap. I want to hit this
I'll
stream.
click on that. But anyway, there's a critic score of 77 on Metacritic, but there's a user score of 6.9, which is mixed or average. So like the critic score is, they categorize it as like generally favorable, and then the mixed score, it's mixed or average. So like, and then I just see some reviews, more overpriced slop from Nintendo, not enough gameplay to justify, like they didn't play it clearly. So it's like, we need something like that.
Yeah. One thing though is that I'm glad Steam has a system for reviews at all, and I'm glad they have like a return policy. Nintendo doesn't have any of that on the eShop. So when you're looking through, you're like, is this a good game or not? You just don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I'm glad. Yeah, I agree. I'm glad it exists, but it's not a perfect system. I wonder our listeners or viewers, they're just listening to this part, unless you're on Patreon. Maybe you can let us know, like, how hefty of a weight do you give a Steam review before like deciding to purchase something?
That'll be the poll next week.
Well, maybe I just made your job easier.
Well, because also people use the scores to protest the game. Like,
this is true.
Like, okay, it has AI in it. Should the game really get a 0? Like, You know, like what are we doing?
Well, if they didn't disclose that AI, maybe.
I don't know. We do. So there's a feature where we can put polls in like our Spotify thing.
Oh.
And we did like a funny little poll.
Oh,
Do
we
you
did,
own a
yeah.
4K
Did we?
TV or display?
You didn't tell. Oh my God! What did everyone say?
There wasn't a lot of people that voted because I don't know if people are like looking for it, but 55% say no.
Oh, so I was right.
I'm very surprised.
Wow.
Get a 4K display. I know the economy.
Okay, give them the money to buy the 4K display, Patrick. Jeez.
You'll thank me later. Get a
What,
4K.
did you send us one?
Yeah, where's my
Yeah.
4K?
Is that why we're thinking?
I have one already.
Oh, look at you, Peyton. 4K.
I have one. My boyfriend bought it 8 years ago.
Well,
Not the
apparently
flex.
you don't notice the difference because you didn't
I
know
don't.
it was.
Well, actually, I was watching your stream the other day on my TV, and I did think, wow, this is some 4K quality.
Good at 4K.
Well, that's my capture card. But if it was on
Oh.
your TV, you're like, oh my god.
It was. I was like, wow, it's like he's right there.
Thank you.
You're
Means a
welcome.
lot.
That's awesome. We're so supportive of each other.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for these emails today. We do need some more emails. So if you would like to email us any of your hot takes, questions, anything related to the topics we've covered today or last week, then please email us slowburncast@gmail.com.
Nailed
Yeah.
it.
Woo!
Woo!
Yeah, so thank you again for listening, and we'll be back again next week. Big shout out to Rogers Base for joining us and talking about POKOPIA. Let us know, did that get you more hyped? Because I'm more hyped now. Dude,
more
I need
hyped.
this game.
Yeah.
I need
Me
it.
too.
Oh, well, also, we're going to give an extra week for linked banner spoke, whatever it's called.
Banner
Okay,
linked
we're making
banner
up games.
sparked. Yep.
Right?
For the
It'll
side
be-
quest.
Yeah, Linked Banner Spark, our side quest, will be the first episode in March.
We forgot that February was short.
Yeah. So you got
Yeah.
like another week. So, all right.
Play it.
Okay, everyone, we'll see you again next week. And remember, head over to Patreon for our after show. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.